Bang, and we're live. Yeah, just like that. There we go, lovely. And not only are we live, that timer is ticking on. Alright, let's see how we're doing with time. Like actual time. Whilst we wait for people to trickle in. Assuming people actually do trickle in. Who knows? You know, not me. Alright, look, we're scrolling down. We're getting close to the end of the year. Goodness me. 68 days remaining. That's like 2 months left. Good God. Alright, so we're going to do 348. That's how many hours we've done. 348. 348 and a half. Fuck it. We're going to do 500, take away 348. That's 152. That's 152 hours I still need to do. And I need to do 152 hours in 68 days. So 152 divided by 68. And that's going to tell us, yeah, 2 hours, 2.23 hours. Call it 2.25 hours for ease of maths. That's 2 hours and 15 minutes every single day that I need to stream to achieve this goal. It's possible. And today I'm going to be doing a nice big stream, so in theory, all should be good. No promises though, because how can one promise such a thing? What the fuck is that? Hang on, does that work? Not very nicely. That's on me. And that should work. Look at that. That is good. And let's go ahead and let's try that. Let's try that differently. I'm gonna go. Look at that. That's fantastic. And we're going to clean that one up as well. There we go. Wow. Submit your songs in the mother freaking chat. If you're on Twitch, if you're on YouTube. God. I truly am a fantastic artist. Not in the literal sense. In fact, check this out. Some people might not realize you can do this, but you can just, I think Command X. I'm actually scared this might, okay, cool. Command X, Command V, and I can just move this to the side. I can move it wherever I want. I'm going to have it here so that you can actually see it a little better. Yeah, there we go. Because it was covered up by this a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Look at that, fantastic. Shall we? Dare I wish I could just scroll and then it would zoom in. It's a different color. It's not very nice. Ooh, don't want to just go back. There we go. Yeah, we're just waiting for people to trickle in. Right now, we've got nobody. I could just carry on editing videos whilst I wait, but to be honest with you, ideally we stay on this screen more than anything. That's a main sort of thing, to be honest with you. Very important. We just stay on this screen. Yeah. Just so people can see it, you know? Yeah. Maybe I make a song whilst we wait. By the way, hit 200 followers on Twitch, which is a fucking crazy milestone. So grateful for that. Kind of crazy. Welcome people that have just strolled on in. 200 followers, fucking nuts. I mean, it took, look, 350 hours essentially to get there. I'm fucking happy with that. 200 followers. I'm going to be honest with you, the majority of the followers are bots or people trying to sell me shit. You know those kind of ones where it's just like, you know, add me on Discord and I can discuss with you how I can make your Twitch look nicer. Look how fantastic my Twitch looks. Hi, can I send some? Yeah, you can send some. Not on Discord, just put it in the chat. Look, see, it's submit songs in chat. If you really want to do it on Discord, you can. But it's so much easier if you just do it in the chat. It's up to you. If you say you prefer to do it on Discord, you let me know. I have a file. I'm not downloading files, my guy. You're going to need to upload it onto Twitch. Brother, does not work. Does not work. Exclamation Discord does not work. I don't know. I've not set it up. Don't know how to. I recently did make a Discord server, but nobody's in there except for a few bots, which, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what the fuck they do. Can I submit my Discord to your song? Yes, Sergeant Riggs. You absolutely can. Thank you for asking. That's exactly what I'd like for you to do. I appreciate that. Good stuff, man. I should have brought snacks. That's on me. I'm going to get hungry real quick. Maybe this stream will be shorter. Maybe, because last stream I did 6.5 hours. I tried to round it up at 5 hours, but I was given such in-depth feedback. Spotify, I'll give Spotify a go. The problem is that I'm not logged in onto anything here, so it might be better to give me a SoundCloud or whatever. All right, so the song is called Heavy Metal, and it's by C4. Cool name, by the way. All right, let's try. Nope. Can't listen to it, brother, because I needed a Spotify account. You got it? Yeah. Send me YouTube. YouTube works. SoundCloud's good because people will be able to see what it's called, your song name. If it's on YouTube, the song name's going to be underneath my head, so no one's going to be able to see that. But you can absolutely send it on Discord. That's not a problem in the slightest. There's no problems with that. In the slightest. I can't think of a single reason why that would be an issue, except for the issue that I just told you. But hey, as long as you're happy with it, it doesn't matter, does it? I'm going to try working on my fucking posture, because so it's going to be, if it's a long stream. I would like to cut this stream short and maybe do something fun for the last few hours on my own, such as play Overwatch. We'll see. Alright, so we are listening to Heavy Metal by C4. I'm quite excited for this one. I don't know what the genre is. I'm going to assume it's metal, but who the fuck knows? Personally, not me. I'm the first rapper ever. Okay, here's... I'm hoping that you made the beat, yeah? You've not just... Because obviously, if you're just sending me a song that you didn't make... You know what I mean? Hey, what up, Rojo? How's it going, bro? No, my boy did. Gotcha. Here's the problem. The stream title. It's mixed down and production feedback. You didn't do the mix down and you didn't do the production. All you did was say some fucking words. I can do that. I'm doing it right now. You fucking bitch tit. You fucking goddamn. But look, I will review your song. Are you ready? I hope you're ready. Let's go.
Getting tired of the talk, let me be real. On the wave, I ain't even at the beach still. Then I might up my level.
Hey, British, big up.
Rose then drop like a falling petal. Well done, she sucked me dry. Does she deserve a medal? Tell me the tea, bitch, while I sit here and boil up the kettle. Is this weed, bitch? It's wrapped in foil.
You're killing me, Smalls. Who the fuck is Smalls? Ads, nice. You're welcome.
Can't lie, right, my favourite genre. Scrap the heavy metal. Got a new pack, I moved it quickly. Got a new bitch, they shipped us quickly.
Okay, when you said got, I'm going to assume that you said got twice. Don't say it twice, brother. Let the fucking editor do that, yeah? So just say got my blah, 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 and then let the production person, the person that's actually making the song, cut out got, and so it's repeated twice, so it sounds the exact same. And then maybe you could even have a go, right? And to do a go sound, all you got to do is pitch bend to the end of it and pitch it down. Literally just pitch it down. It's going to go, right? Here's a fantastic example, right? I'm just going to put it in the hi-hats. Let's put it in the snare section. Fuck it, let's just make a new section. There we go. Here's a fantastic example. If I very quickly go to Vox, go to One Shots, I would like... How you feeling? All right. So here's a very quick sound. Have a listen.
How you feeling? How you feeling?
Turn off warp.
How you feeling?
Right. It's not the loudest,
How you feeling?
but I think you understand what the fucking point of this shit is, right? And for me, I like to use my AU pitch, which is just the standard pitch thing that you could use with any Apple sort of thing, and truly just on the end pitch that fucker down. You see this? Just pitch it down and have a listen to it now.
How you feeling?
That's what we want to be doing. You could do a little bends, that might be nice as well.
How you feeling?
Right? That's what we're fucking looking for, yeah? That's what we're looking for.
How you feeling?
Sicko Gree says, I love your bio because I too strive to make unusual songs in comparison to that very set for radio sound a lot of tracks have. Fucking awesome, bro. Send in a song. I'd love to hear it and give you some in-depth feedback on what you can do, yeah? So that's what I'd recommend for you, that vocal bit there.
Now I gave out 5, 10s and 100s in pounds, that's 250s. I built my vision brick by brick, like my spliff with a flick of the big.
Awesome. Okay, so you didn't do the production on this song, Take an Apple. So there's not really much I can tell you about this, right? Because this stream is about production and mix down. Fucking read, bro. You rap for a fucking living, or you rap, right? So clearly you're literate. You know what I mean? You're literate. So yeah, just do me a favor, read the title. I'm gonna give you production feedback, and you're not the one that does the production. There's no fucking point, is there? I'm gonna move forward. Sikaguri, thank you for sending in your song. Deer in Headlights. Very excited to listen to it. Electronic. Let me go into it. I'm gonna give you deep feedback, and I'm gonna assume and correct me if I'm wrong. You did do the production and mix down of this song, yeah? And vocals, nice. Sandlot movie quote, you troglodyte. I don't know what Sandlot movie is. I don't know what Sandlot is. Okay, so we've got a little bit of distortion. We could absolutely make this whole thing much louder and brighter, but here's what I need you to do, right? This is the main thing that I'm noticing on your song, right? And that is, not everything has its own place, right? So there's two ways you could do that, and I would recommend doing both ways. One way is literally just have spatial differences, so I know that you've got that guitar as more of a texture rather than a main element. Have a listen again. Yeah, it's a texture rather than a main element, so have that slightly to the right or slightly to the left. Have it in a different place in the stereo, so that it stands out a little more and the listener will be able to pick apart every single element a little nicer. And that's what we're trying to do as well, alright? It doesn't need to be fucking cookie cutter sound like pop, but if we can make the listener be able to experience the song a little nicer, that's something good. We'll definitely be thinking of that. Fantastic. But here's another thing that you could be doing, and you should be doing, and that is EQing it, each individual element. So right there, for example, we've got the main synth that's got nice little pitch changing. I'm not sure if it's chorus or flanger or phaser or whatever, but we got some pitch movement on that. It's really fucking nice. But that's synth and your guitar. Let's just narrow it down to just those two elements. There are many, many more elements, including your vocals, but let's just narrow it down to those two elements. Let's say your synth is peaking. The most notable sound of that is here. Let's pretend it's here, and then that would be 2k hertz. We can see the frequencies here, yeah? So let's pretend it's 2000 hertz, right? What we're going to do is we're going to go over to that guitar, and we're going to give it a gentle duck, just like that, and we're going to sharpen it slightly, and we're going to listen to the whole mix. Everything's playing at the same time whilst you're doing this EQ change, and then what you're going to find is that when you do this little duck on the guitar, those synths are going to pierce through the guitar a lot more. All of a sudden, you've not increased any volumes. In fact, you've decreased volumes, and yet the whole thing sounds so much more clean. That's what you should be doing right here. And then on top of that, we're going to find that, oh, my guitar is peaking around here. Let's call that 400 hertz. So my guitar's peaking around here. I'm going to go over to my synth, and I'm going to duck that around 400 hertz whilst everything is playing, not on its own, but whilst everything is playing, and then all of a fucking sudden, Sikagori, the guitar stands out on its own. The synth stands out on its own. You do the same thing with the vocals, and the vocal stands out on its own. And then overall, soon you're going to have, you know, each fucking synth or whatever is going to be looking a bit like this. You know, we're going to have lots of little cuts, lots of little ducks in there. We're going to have all our ducks in a row, whatever, right? But by doing this, everything's got its own room to breathe. You can layer up lots and lots of shit, and it's not going to be muddy. It's not going to be confusing for the listener, and it still will be clear as fucking day. And that is absolutely beautiful. You're putting in so many instruments here. You're putting in so much effort into your song. Make sure that your listener can understand and perceive the effort that you're putting on. And that's what you need to be doing to take this from here to fucking here. That's what you need next up. Huge. Thanks a lot. No problem, bro. So good, bro. So one thing I really like about this song is, one, yeah, it's melodically really quite good, but secondly, the vibe throughout the song is congruent throughout the song. The vibe that you set from the beginning, the precedent that you set, is the exact same that you set here. It's yeah, it builds up energy, yeah, the energy changes, but at the end of the day, the vibe that you've set forward is the exact same. It doesn't go da 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 da. You know, it doesn't fucking change here and there, here and there, here and there. No, you've got a very clear set vibe, and it's congruent throughout the song, which is really, really good. And correct me if I'm wrong, you've got sidechain compression on the drums, it sounds like it, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Come to the door. Do you expect me to dive in? I'd rather be a hero. I'm cautious when I message you back. You don't give me no more slack. Hearing it lows.
And do you have reverb on the vocals? It kind of sounds like you might need more reverb on the vocals if you don't have any reverb on the vocals yet. It sounds like the vocals aren't fitting in with the mix super well, and it could be, yeah, reverb on the vocals, put delay on the vocals, put a multiband compressor on the vocals, put a compressor on the vocals. In this order, you want to go, and maybe some wideness. Right now it's very mono. That's up to you though. That one's like, you know, it's not bad to have audio quite have the vocals quite mono. But if you can widen them out, I would recommend doing so. There is a free plugin called iZotope. It's by the company iZotope. It's called Vocal Doubler, and that pretty much just widens it out. Completely free. I'd recommend using that. So here's the order that you want to be doing it in, right? Doubler, compressor. Those two can be swapped around, who cares? And then multiband compressor. In fact, they are dry. They are in fact dry, so that's a fair comment. Gotcha. I kind of might prefer a delay and some extra crisp with a saturator. Interesting, yeah. If that would fill in, could do. It's not that I dislike reverb, it's just a preference thing. Haha, got ads for a sec. One more, no worries. Let me know when you're out there. Just copy and paste and backspace YouTube back to HTTP. What are you talking about, Rojo? Back. All right, welcome back. Okay, so here's what I recommend for your vocals in this order, yeah? So Vocal Doubler by iZotope, and that's just going to widen out the sound a little bit on your vocals, and then compressor. Those two can go in a different order if you want. Just have a listen to it and see which one works better for your sound. I'd recommend doing the compressor after the Vocal Doubler just because the Vocal Doubler is going to be might be changing the levels overall, right? So then you're going to put a compressor on there. You could do multiple compressors if you want. Just copy and paste backspace YouTube back to HTTP. Read my message above that one. So your message above that is Sandlot movie quote, you troglodyte. So it's not really relevant, is it, Rojo? There is no HTTP. Anyway. So yeah, fucking troglodyte. Well, I don't even know what the fuck that is. All right, so we've got Vocal Doubler and then compressor. You could do multiple compressors because they do different things. But then on top of that, after that, we're going to be doing a multi-band compressor. That's going to flatten out the sound to make it a little more cleaner in general. That's going to bring up your highs or bring them low, more quiet, depending on what is needed for your vocals. Multi-band compression. Put that fucker on there. And then that's when you do the reverb and the delay, right? And I know that you're kind of hesitant about putting on reverb and delay, and that's absolutely understandable because that is a choice. But at the same time, it will make it more stand out in the mix. Right now, it does feel too dry and almost uncomfortably dry. You can still do that uncomfortable vibe with delay and reverb without making it so hideous in the mix, right? Welcome, Rojo. Fuck me and YouTube hateful censorship. Gotcha. All right, hang on. Let me add your song to the list. All right, you're in the queue, bro. You're in the queue. All right, so here's what I'd recommend, Sikagori. So say, for example, this is your vocals. Bang, this is your vocals.
How you feeling?
Right, I'm going to turn off the pitch change.
How you feeling?
What you could do is still put reverb and delay on there, but have the reverb and delay do a reverb and delay of something else. What does that mean? Well, let me show you exactly what I mean, because you don't need the reverb and delay to be standard reverb and delay, and I know that is something that you're hesitant to do. You want something more unique, and that is what I'm saying. You could still make the reverb stand out in the mix and fit in the mix, rather, whilst still keeping it unique, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to keep this one just completely dry, and then this one is going to have the reverb and the delay on. Just for ease, I've made one that I've already made before, and it's literally just a little fucking chain, right? So I've got reverb and I've got delay, right? That's it. And there's a main chain, but we're going to turn that off. So just for this example, my God, this is I don't want it to be too confusing, but let's just say this is what it sounds like.
How you feeling?
Right? That's what it sounds like. We've got the reverb all the way up, we've got the delay all the way up, and here's what we're going to do. On the second version, we're going to have something changing on it. Maybe we have the pitch down a bit. So all of a sudden, we've got...
How you feeling?
Right, so that sounds normal. Okay, sure. We're going to put a pitch shifter on there. You can do this before the reverb, ideally, not after, but just so that you can see it, because my big head's in the way, we're going to do it before. Sorry, we're going to do it after. I'm going to pitch it down, and then all of a sudden we've got this.
How you feeling?
Much more different, much more uncomfortable. There's lots of different things you could do in terms of the pitch shifting. You could do a frequency shifter instead.
How you feeling?
Right? You could even automate that, have it move down. You could put flanger on that fucker, you could put distortion on that fucker, you could put whatever the fuck you want on that fucker, and then we're still allowing it to stand out in the mix and fit more comfortably in the mix, but still keeping it unique. Does that make sense? Do you have any questions so far? Love it, absolutely. Awesome, bro. Awesome, bro. And, I mean, I don't want to bombard you with too much information, so I'm going to hold off here. Once you send that in, then I'm going to give you deeper information, yeah? But there is sidechain compression you could be doing underneath the vocals. So that means that when this is happening, when this one is happening, this one's not making a sound. And so the reverb and delay only comes in when the main vocals is quiet, right? I'd recommend doing that because that allows you to push the vocals more in the mix in general. And it's not going to be clashing frequencies when you inevitably put something strange on that fucker, which you should, yeah? Got you, awesome. Okay, so that's synth right in the top. Have a listen. Right? You can make that louder. You can make that louder. It's too quiet in the mix. Yeah, I would argue that the majority of the high octave or high sounding frequency instruments that you've got a lot of them are a bit too quiet. So yeah, you can make a lot of them much louder, including your vocals. Yeah. All right, so that is my feedback. There is more to do, but I really don't want to bombard you just yet. So yeah, that's my feedback. Do you have any questions? Because you're the only one in the... Actually, no, we've got Roho after you. Do you have any questions? Goddamn devices and all the different platform ads. Don't worry, Roho. My submission is my best and most viewed short. Awesome, bro. Excited to see it. Yeah, Sikagora, do you have any questions before we move forward? I'm gonna... Okay, great. That's brilliant. None at all, really. I'll get on different forms of compression and reverb and slash delay first. Perfect, bro. And look, I do these streams relatively often, so I would recommend, yeah, come down anytime you see me doing these sort of streams and submit another song or submit the same song with the changes, and we can keep getting this shit better and better and better. We're going to make your song so fucking good because this is a brilliant form of art that you've got going on. Thanks for the follow. It's a brilliant form of art that you've got going on, and it's very clear that you are trying to do something creative, and I think that's fucking awesome, yeah? So let's keep building on that shit, and fuck the mainstream, just keep it fucking weird. Love that shit, bro. I really, really like it. So that's really, really good. If you want to get in first, because right now you are the first person in the stream, which is really fucking good for you, because the queues get fucking long. And you've just seen how long I take on each song. It's a one-on-one. I give in-depth feedback. That's my goal here, right? And so when the queues get to 10, 15, 20 people, you're going to be waiting hours, right? So getting in first is a really important thing if you want your song reviewed and you don't have too much time. So I would recommend follow me on Instagram because I post it on my story when I'm live. So for example, today I've got it in my story that I'm live, and that's why there's some other people in the queue as well. But yeah, you got here first, so good work, big up you. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, awesome. Thank you for submitting it. And if you got any other songs, you're more than welcome to submit them, bro. All right. Roho, let's freaking go, bro. For sure, thanks for the tips. Appreciate it a lot. No worries, Sikagori. Have a... Yeah, feel free to send more. For sure.
Still a space between us. The girl
Okay, so we've got a little bit of overlapping frequencies there. It sounds like maybe you've got multiple instances of the same song. It's that phaser sort of sound on the noise, and that's how I know that there's multiple instances. So what it actually sounds like is you've got two songs playing at the same time of the exact same instance, and the waveforms are slightly out of sync with each other, causing that phasing sound. I'll dip and enjoy the rest of the stream. No worries, Sikagori. Thanks for coming down. Also, you can make the bass louder, not the kick drum, the actual bass. You can make the bass louder with this one, Rojo. Flanger is used. Gotcha. You need a de-esser on the vocals as well, bro. Too much air on the vocals, specifically. There is inconsistencies with the kick. That is to say, sometimes the hi-hat's there, sometimes the hi-hat's not. Do you have sidechain compression going on the whole thing underneath the kick? Or is there some sort of like flanger or phaser or something over the entire thing? Or some sort of widening effect or something? Because it's making everything not... well, the kick needs to be the exact same, pumping. But instead it's like... You know what I mean? It's not consistent, and it can ruin the flow of a pumping, experience. Flanger, and I muted the mids on the vocal song. That's why it's so much in the high end, bro. That's exactly why it's so much in the high end. Okay. Yeah, it's too much on the high end. You're going to want to try to keep the vocals a little more full and thick if you can. And the flanger on everything, it's too much because it's enhancing some frequencies, bringing down some frequencies, and making the whole song getting constructive and destructive interference, causing the whole thing out of whack. Okay, thank you, Rojo. I think you have successfully made sure that this stream is demonetized on YouTube, so I appreciate that one. Okay, my feedback still stands. That's everything that I think need to work on it. And once you do that sort of work, then I'll be able to give you a little more feedback on what you can improve after that. Do you have any questions, Rojo? Do you have any questions before we move forward? Rojo says, it's AI vocals, no copyright. Awesome. That is very nice. Interesting. I've never actually used AI vocals. I don't really understand it. Do you write the lyrics yourself, or what's the situation there? Rose says, dude, AI is the future 100, and the maker of the vocal song wrote the lyrics, and I used another AI song for backing beat. Gotcha, cool. AI genuinely is the future. I mean, there's no two ways about that one, to be fair. OMG, I'm obsessed with the AI reimagining of my current songs, but in the Motown 50s and 60s type of song. That does sound cool, to be fair. That does sound quite cool. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool, Rojo. I've not seen it, but sounds cool, bro. Just trying to make a bunch of examples here. Hey, what up, Assam? It's Limlam on Twitch. Damn right, it is Limlam on Twitch. How you doing, bro? I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, did you not say that you were going to message me on Instagram during my stream yesterday? I feel like that's what you said, but I'm not actually sure, to be honest with you. Because I know that someone else said that they tried to, and they struggled, and it didn't let them. So I'm not sure if I said I was, but later. Gotcha. Yeah, if it doesn't let you, please let me know somehow, like by commenting on something. Because it should let anybody message me. I'm not quite sure why it didn't let somebody else. I added you? Awesome. Good stuff. I appreciate that. I'm trying to make a bunch of examples to help people learn. Do you have any songs that you want to be sort of getting feedback on, bro? Okay, sir. TY, as always, for the feedback. Got a pedicure and oil change scheduled. Alright, Roha, have fun, bro. Kind of fixed my track. Awesome. All right, let's get into it. Using your advice. Damn, that's quick. You worked quick, bro. That's awesome. I'll try to give you some more in-depth feedback then. Let's go. We're leveling this shit up. Let's go. Crystal clear. That's not how you spell, unless this is on purpose. This is how you want to be spelling crystal, but otherwise, that's how you spell crystal. Crystal clear with a Y. Mess with the OTT. Lovely. Sounds like the hi-hats are looking good as well. It sounds so much better than the last time I heard this song. If this is the same song, it sounds so much cleaner. Same song, amazing. But still, that perk in the middle, it doesn't fit right with the song. It could be an EQ situation. For example, if you gave it one of these, bring it down whilst the whole thing's playing, and gave it one of these, bring it up whilst the whole thing's playing, and then maybe it'll fit in a little bit. Mess with spatialization. Yeah, oh yeah. Good stuff. Brother, this sounds so much cleaner. It literally feels like a different song. This is so good, bro. Change the clap. Yeah, I can tell, bro. EQ everything, brother. This stuff, you called it crystal clear. It genuinely is. It's crystal clear, this one. Change the patterns of pads. Gotcha. So once again, the synth, I think it needs to be wider, right? Because everything else is everything's so central, and then that crystal clear. Because we've got crystal clear, and the delay on that is wide. It sounds like ping pong delay or something like that. So already in the build-up, we've got wideness, and then when the drop comes, we're going to as middle as possible, and not wide at all, and quite mono. But a drop needs to be big. That's the whole point of a drop, baby. So yeah, that synth needs to be wider. Do you know how to make it wider? It's a massive VST synth. Sure, yeah. But you can still make it wider, right? So there's a few ways you could do it, but a free way you can use is iZotope's Vocal Doubler. It's a decent plugin. Let me write it in the chat for you. It's completely free. iZotope Vocal Doubler. I really recommend it. It's a fantastic piece of software. Fuck around with it. You're going to be able to make your shit much wider. Yeah, it's really good. Oh, another one is the Expander. Actually, Expander is really fucking good. Hang on, Expander is arguably more. It's got more to do with it. With the Expander, with the Vocal Doubler, you've just got like 2 dials. But with the Expander, you've got the width, you've got the modulation speed, you've got the size mod, but then also you've got unison, mix, detune, fat, leak, you've got enhancer as well to increase the high end, the crisp, and the low end, the sonar, and color A and color B, and you're really fucking good. I have 1 knob PML widener. I don't know what that is, but hey, if it widens your fucking shit, do it, bro. Do it. Hey, what up, Crinus? 1 fucking day until your birthday, no? We're closing in on your birthday. Am I right in saying that's your birthday? Tomorrow? I hope I don't get somebody mixed up. I feel like it's you, no? How you doing, bro? But yeah, look, use that 1 knob PML widener if it works. Yeah, awesome. What is 7? Yeah, bro, are you excited? Bro, yeah, that's what you need to do on that main synth. That do. That's what you need on that synth. Wideness. And you could even, if you wanted to, there's a lot of fun to be had with this song, but yeah, you could have that much wider because it needs to be, because it's got that frequency range of an area that needs to be a little more wider, and then you could have the stabbing sound much more mono, but still keep the hi-hats quite wide. It's going to sound fucking nuts, bro. Everything's going to be crystal clear. Everything's going to have its own space. You're going to be utilizing every single frequency and every single bit of space. Really good for the drop. Really good for the drop. Add 42 secs. Alright, bro. KK, let me know when you're out. Alright. Poor bro's got an ad. Hate to see it. Let's do a different one because these are all the fucking same. Do we have brass? Oh, there we go. Back. All right, cool. You can make the vocals slightly louder if you wanted to. It'll make it more clear in the mix because we can't hear it fully. But look at how well you've done this. Look at how much fatter this is. Whilst it's still a fat sausage, you're still getting nice loudness out of it, but it's still clear as fucking day. It's so good. You've done so well with this with these changes, bro. Let me add you to the mix list. The queue, bro. Yeah, defo make the vocals louder. I think there might be slightly too much sidechain compression on the vocals on this breakdown. I mean, I know there's no kick, and you want to keep that momentum, that vibe. I think it's too much. Okay, bro. Yeah, look, this ARP is good. The breakdown, the structure of the song is really good. Yeah, the structure of the song is fantastic. The melody is really good. The vibe is congruent throughout the whole thing. The story it tells is very clear. It's a really decent song. There's just a few things that need upping now, and genuinely so little need upping because it's so fucking good. The ARP is where I use the OTT. It's good. It's good, and it's nice and wide as well, so it's covering up those frequencies to the side, the space to the side. But that needs to also cover up the stereo width as well to reduce the lows. Gotcha. Yeah, no, fantastic, bro. Oh yeah, I'm getting a comic book. I'm excited for that. Oh yeah, awesome, Seven. Fuck yeah. What comic book do you know? Isam, brother. Thank you so much for sending this in. This is brilliant. You've done so well. And what do you think about the feedback? To me, this sounds so much better than the last one, right? So much better. It's so much more clean, so much more, as you've called it, crystal clear. It's so much more crystal clear. It's gone from fantastic, bro. You've gone from decent song, yeah, to almost perfect song. It's so fucking good, bro. You've upped it. You've put in the work. And you've learnt and you've gotten better. And just like that, your production has just increased tenfold. Melodically, you were already fantastic. Songwriting wise, you were already fantastic. It was just a mix down that you needed some help with, and brother, you took that help and you've utilized it. And yeah, if you do that same sort of mix down techniques that I suggested in every single song, you're going to be doing so great. The trick is to work out what needs to go where in each song, which instrument is the problem, and how to solve that. And, that's where I come in. You've got me in these streams. Alternatively, we can book a call and sort of get those sort of things sorted for you as well. So, yeah, thank you so much for sending that in, Assam. If you want any one-to-one, just DM me on Instagram. But otherwise, do you have any questions before we move forward? Seven says, Seconds, it was made by the guy who did Scott Pilgrim. Gotcha. I fucking love Scott Pilgrim. I think it might be one of my favorite films. Perhaps my favorite film. I've never seen the comics, though. Admittedly, I've never seen the comics, but I fucking love that film. Cool, cool. Good, good. Any questions, Assam? Nope. Okay, cool. If you do come up with any questions throughout the stream, you just let me know, bro. I'm more than happy to help out. All right, Cryonis, let's fucking go. What's the plugin again? Which plugin? So the wideness one, there are two. So you could either use Isotopes. So Isotope is the company that does this plugin, but the Isotope, the rest of their plugins aren't free, but this one is Vocal Doubler. Or you can use Uzmet Khan's, I think that's his name. Oh, no, Ahmet Ozcan, which I'm going to be honest with you, I think this second plugin that I'm suggesting is even better. Ahmet Ozcan's Expander. I put it in the chat for you so you can see it nice and clearly and you won't lose it. Welcome, Avia. So I removed the stereo widener completely, thank you, from that track I sent yesterday. Completely fixed the phasing stuff. Beautiful. Avia, if you want to resubmit it, you're more than welcome to do it, brother. I'm more than excited to listen to your new improved song, and I can give you some more feedback to bring that shit top notch. Let's fucking go. Lock Stealer, what genres are allowed? Brother, anything you want, as long as you actually made the song. It's not just you singing on it or rapping on it on someone else's song. As long as you actually made that song, any genre, brother. I do rap, I do metal, and I love dubstep, but literally any song, not any song, but any song is really good. Seven asks, did you see the album covers I sent you? Brother, of course. I responded, and then you hearted my response. So yeah, of course I've seen it, bro. In fact, if you look on my story right now, you might recognize that image. That image is from the fucking album covers that you made. Amazing stuff, brother. I love them. I love them. Yeah, I said that I recognized one of them. I think it might have been an owl. Some sort of animal from one of your music videos of one of your song had that in. All right, Avia, I've added you to the queue here. Very nice. I've added you to the queue. I made the cover art for the song I just submitted with one hand. I believe you. I believe you. I don't know, what is this a character? Is this like a well-known character? I don't know who this character is. All right. But I believe you. All right, Crynus, Ambient, let's freaking go. 7 digits says bruh. Bruh, indeed. You saw my story, huh? Sounds like you saw my story. Let's go, bro. Let's freaking go. Brother, I'm being transported to another world. Here's my feedback. It's clear what sort of thing you're trying to do. What I want from this is for you to do different synths. You've already got different synths playing at the same time. You've got some noise, you've got whatevers, right? Pan them. Have them in different areas in space. That's what you need to up this to the next level. Because right now everything's quite central, or if it's wide, it's still quite central. There's nothing to the left, nothing to the right. If you separate them, kind of like binaural frequencies, brother, you're onto something. Treat each ear differently. That'll turn this more into an experience. And that's exactly what you're trying to go for. Do you have a compressor over this whole thing? Like on the master bus? What do you have on the master bus? Because it does sound like it might be a bit too distorted, but in an uncontrolled way. Lock Stealer, I've added your song to the queue, brother. Thanks for submitting. Oh, also, Lock Stealer, have a look at what you see at the banner underneath here, this talking text, to make sure that you can skip the queue if you would like to, yeah? Oh, 7 digits. I'm specifically telling you not to put... you might already have a compressor, that is what I'm saying. It kind of looks like you already have a compressor. And it's too much compression is what I'm saying. So if you got too much on that, if you got a compressor on that, do less. Do less ratio. Yeah? Less ratio. Increase the threshold. Do something, because it's just a bit too much. That's my feedback. Bro, it's good. As always, your songs are very artful. It's really quite nice. I don't have a compressor. Okay, great. What do you have any questions before we move forward? Yo, what up, Ethan Music? Or just Ethan? How you doing, bro? Ethan? No questions. All right, well, if you do have any questions, Crynus, you know you're more than welcome to reach out, bro. And Avia, I see that you're back, so I'm just going to jump right into this, okay? I want to hear 7's song. Oh, brother. All right, I'm gonna play 7's song just a very short bit. There you go. That's 7's song. Do we just submit inside the chat? Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, you do. But yeah, have a look at the banner at the bottom here, Ethan, because the queue's getting a bit long, and you might want to think about skipping the queue somehow. And you can do so by just read the stuff at the bottom. You'll get to skip the queue. You can see in the chat, Avia's been talking plenty, and 7-digit numbers has been talking plenty, and that last song was by 7-digit numbers, and now this song is by Avia. There's a reason we're going through these songs specifically right now, is because they're talking lots in the chat, yeah? So talk lots in the chat for queue priority, and if you sub, you get to skip everybody else. All right, distractions. Avia loves this art. Fair play to you. This is the same song I sent yesterday with updates. I'm assuming with the changes that I've asked for, and this is Hyperpop then, if I'm not mistaken. So this is awesome. Let's go. Holy shit, it is clear as day. Yeah, my god. Those fucking changes that I suggested, I mean, what do you think? Are you happy with these changes? Give me your honest feedback. Do you think that change was worth it? Yeah, I saw dubstep in the tags and couldn't resist sending a little something. Fuck yeah, I love dubstep, bro. Oh, I got you. Let me grab that. Okay, I've got you in the queue, Ethan. Thanks for submitting, bro. Ooh, right in. Right in. Fucking love that song. Alright, cool. 7 digits has sent another song. Let me add you to the queue, brother. And we can see that, you know, Ethan, you keep talking. I'm going to skip the queue for you. You're talking plenty in the chat right now. I can see it's really, really good. You keep this up. I'm going to skip the queue. You're going to be next up, probably. I experimented with the song. Lovely. I love that. Literally just removing the stereo widener fixed it. I bet. And it's going to make it much more cleaner and clearer for me to give you more in-depth feedback now as well. Okay, so how did you do the sidechain compression? Wild sidechain. That's what I'm thinking, Lockstealer. That's exactly it, bro. How did you do the sidechain, Avia? Because the reason that Lockstealer is saying wild sidechain, and the reason that I'm picking up on the sidechain as well, is because the sidechaining is moving around. Right? It's not consistent each time. It's not a sidechain compression. It's a simple volume sidechain. Gotcha. It is not consistent. It is moving around, and it's not in the exact same place each time. And the way we can tell that is because there's certain parts where the synth is coming just before the kick. There's certain parts where the kick is coming before the synth. And that sort of inconsistency can be nice if it was done on purpose, but it's very clear this one wasn't done on purpose, so it might need fixing. So maybe just relook at the automation of sidechaining that you've done. Okay, so here's something that you really need to be doing, and that is cut the extreme high end, just like this. I said it with many others, and I really mean this. So everything except for your drums, yeah? So keep the hi-hats, the high end of the hi-hats, but everything else, you see, I keep everything in the duck section, and this is truly everything. So that's going to be your vocals, definitely, and your synths, definitely. So we're going to gently roll it off. We're going to have everything playing at the same time and gently roll it down until we can hear just the hi-hats piercing through the mix. If it's too much, then you'll know it's too much. If you got too little, you won't be able to hear the hi-hats clearly. You bring it down gently, and all of a sudden, everything will be piercing through the mix much cleaner. Because right now the synths and the vocals are clashing with the hi-hats or the cymbals, yeah? Super high energy though, absolutely, yeah. And 7 Digits loves it as well. So yeah, structurally, I really mean this, structurally it's a really good song. Your songwriting is really fucking good. It's just the mix downs that we need to be working on now. We've got the high end nice and wide, which is really good. Okay, but wow, we've got that a little too wide, right? The bass, we've got a little too wide. We want to make sure the bass is a little more mono, yeah? Is there hyperpop influences? This is a hyperpop song, if I'm not mistaken, Avia. As last time Avia sent it, it was literally said hyperpop as the genre. I would say check your sidechain automation, your volume automation on every single one of these kicks. Make sure it is consistent, because it's not consistent as far as I can hear right now. This song is meant to be very wet. Gotcha. As you can have it when I'm dancing with you, I'm in the trance, sipping champagne, waterfalls. You can say I got it all, bring the ball into the floor, all the more. Got a tab at the bar, then I'm running it up. Still, try to keep the bass a little more mono, please, yeah? Because that's just going to allow, because the reason we were having the issues before was the stereo wideness you had on everything, right? And by keeping the bass a little wider, here, I've made this for people like you, right? Here's an example, right? This is what happens if we have left and right on our bass. Now, this synth isn't specifically super bassy, right? But I'm going to show you exactly what happens if we do this, right? So we'll zoom in and say this is to the left, right? And then say this one is to the right, right? Together, it sounds okay, right? Completely sounds okay. Okay? But if we were to put it in mono and we were to move this slightly, it becomes a different sound. Have a listen. And move it a little more. It's a completely different sound. Move it a little more. You hear how it's getting quieter and quieter? The reason is we've got phase cancellation. When this goes up, this goes down. When this goes down, this goes up. When this goes down, this goes up. And so forth, right? Now, this is a simple sine wave, and I'm using this as an example because it's completely stationary. The sound, the waveform is the exact same throughout the whole thing. But your sounds are not just simple sine wave. You got a bunch of movement in it. You got pitch movements, you got distortions, you got lots and lots and lots of different things that make the waveforms fancy and exciting. But what that means is if the bass specifically, because it's quite a wide waveform, it's quite a long waveform, high frequencies are quite, but bass are like that, and when they're left and right and quite wide in the stereo space, they're going to create more and more constant constructive and destructive interference, which is what we were just looking at, constructive and destructive interference. So that's something that's worth fixing. Hi, Shipwreck Paradise, welcome to the stream. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend. Yeah, this is a simple example. You're going to want to try to get the low end much more mono. Yeah, all my homies hate phase cancellation. Well, that's it. Even fucking constructive interference isn't ideal because it just doubles it up and it's just going to push it through the compressor or whatever you do on the mastering chain, and it's just going to so it's not going to be nice in terms of consistency. I'm good, Shipwreck Paradise. How are you, bro? Do you have any songs you want to be submitting? Also, Ethan, I see that you're talking in the chat quite a bit, so I'm going to bump you up in the queue, so you are now next. So good work talking in the chat lots. I appreciate you, bro. And thanks for the follow, Lockstealer. I see you talking in the chat a little bit as well, so I'm going to bump you up in the queue. You are now next. You've overtaken Ethan. Okay, so throughout this song, what I'm noticing is that there isn't much energy in this region, from 100 to, call it 500. It's the mud region, but there's just not much energy, so maybe have a louder synth in that area. This song also isn't mastered, by the way. I can tell, no worries. I'm leaving the low end a bit quieter in the mix down so I can make the song loud as absolute shit. Absolutely fair enough, but the bass is already at a good level. The sub bass is actually at a good level. The high end is at a good level in relation to the bass. It's this low mids that we're missing out really right now. Love the fact you're actually giving constructive feedback rather than just saying it sounds good. Well, that's my fucking goal here, brother. I think that's the way it should be. I want to help as much as I can, and I'm glad you enjoy it, bro. I'm glad you enjoy it, and I mean, I love teaching, and I've got experience in this, and so yeah, absolutely, I love to help. Love that. Okay, so that's my feedback. I think my feedback still stands. Everything that I've said, I'm hoping that you made a note of. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I can't really remember everything I said. I could just cheat and add an extra layer that only resides in those lid. Yeah, absolutely you could, bro. That's a great idea. It's not even a bad idea. It's a really, really good idea. You should absolutely do that. Fill in those low mids. You should definitely start doing some form of tutoring if you don't do that already. I do, Ethan. I do. I mean, this is. I mean, I prefer to do one-on-ones. And I don't want to do courses, but yeah, this is already a form of tutoring, right? Granted, I don't get paid much for this. This is. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I'm British, so I'm talking in pounds. I get paid closing in on about 70p, 60p per hour by tutoring on here. But if someone's interested, I can sit down with them in a proper call, video call, and I can do the mix down for them. And explain exactly what I'm doing, why I'm doing it. Their song will go from here to fucking perfect. And they know exactly how to do it for their next songs as well. That's my goal, right? I want to be able to help as personally as I can. Because not everybody can... Not everybody... What the fuck am I saying? Yeah, but the problem with courses is that it's not perfect for the individual. Everybody's got different problems that they need fixing, and that's the good thing about these feedback sessions, and that's the good thing about one-on-ones. Definitely bump your prices. I'm talking about this, working for like 2 Freddos per hour. Yeah. I mean, this is just how much I'm earning from Twitch. That's what I mean. I can't bump up those prices. That's just how much Twitch pays me for, like, ads. But you got to remember, I've only been streaming in my life 349 hours. So, do you think the song needs to be longer, or is the length fine? Length's fine. Length is fine. I like short songs. I get you, my bad. Yeah, Ethan. Yeah, but hey. You're welcome to book a one-on-one session with me. I think it's a really good idea. I thought you meant your one-to-one session. My one-to-one sessions are based on length of song and how many tracks you've got, sort of thing. But generally speaking, they're probably going to be around £60 per hour. That's my sort of thing. That's how much I charge for teaching DJing as well, and to do other people's mix downs for them. Actually, a full mix down is 100. There's a whole price breakdown. If you're interested, DM me. But otherwise, no, this is you're right. I really enjoy this. I'd work 100 hours for a Fredo. Them so good. They are fucking good. They are fucking decent. And soon you will have to, by the way inflation is working. Avia, I think I'm done with reviewing your song. It's I'm hoping that my feedback has been helpful. You want to increase the low mid. You're looking at 100 to 500 hertz. You want to do an extreme high cut, like I suggested, like that, so that the hi-hats can pierce through the mix. You want to bring your lows, your low end completely mono, so everything from 100 hertz and below should be absolutely mono. Anything 200 or 300, anything from 500 hertz or below should be much more middle than they are right now. Nothing 500, it shouldn't be wide around this region, or definitely not this region. And that's literally just for the phase issues. So yeah, but that's my feedback. I can't think of any other feedback. Songwriting wise, your song is fantastic. Melodically, your song is fantastic. Your song is structurally fucking really good. The vibe that you've got is very clear. Your vibe throughout the song is very congruent throughout the entire song. The drums too. What about the drums? Sorry. Oh, that depressing. Yeah. What about the drums? The drums are good. Oh, for the high cut? No, so you don't do that with the high cut. Just do that with everything except for the drums. Really good question. I want to see this on the vocals. Oh, mono from 100 to 500? Yeah, the drums too. You could get away with perks potentially being a little wide if you wanted to, but I wouldn't recommend it. Is that Darlacore? I'm not sure. Well, welcome to the chat though, Walls. Avia, is this Darlacore? Dariacore? Avia, do you have any questions before I move forward? I think I'm done with the feedback. Do you have any questions? And then we're going to move on to, let me see who's next. We've got Lockstealer next. Oh, brother. There we go. Do you have any questions, Avia? Awesome. All right, no worries. Look, Avia, if you get any more questions throughout the stream, you just ask it in the chat. And that goes for everybody. Everybody, just ask any questions you've got in the chat. More than happy to help anybody at all as we go along. If there's anything you're unsure of, just ask for clarification. I'm happy to go through it in any ways or as many times as possible to help you understand it. I really don't mind. Okay, I know exactly what I'm going to do. Awesome, Avia. I'm fucking excited to see what you do with it. All right, Lockstealer, you still here? Yeah, I see. I'm a noob, so I might have a few. Awesome. That's great. That's so good that you're here to learn, bro. So good that you're here to learn. Let's go. Brother, this song is trash. No, I'm kidding. All right, let's get into it. Brother, the way that you're moving this instrument around the stereo space is fucking beautiful. Right off the bat, maybe it's a little slow, but I think it's fine. I think it's right off the bat, it's a decent song. You've got structurally, it's really, really good. Songwriting wise, it's really, really good. Let's keep it moving. Avia says, I'm just going to add a general EQ and boost the low mid frequencies. That's it. I wouldn't recommend doing that. You can, but it might just fuck with the mix down in general, because there might be areas of the song where there's already something filling in that space. I would say literally just add an extra element there. Maybe literally just take one of your synths and duplicate it, bring it down an octave or 2 octaves or whatever octave it is until you're in that low mids range section. Then EQ that one synth so it's filling in that space, and then adjust the volume so it sounds perfect in the mix. That's what I'd recommend. Do you care if I send in a song? Shipwreck, I would love for you to send in a song, brother. I would love it. So your kick drum, you need more bass in it. And when I say bass, I mean 100 hertz and below. Literally just with your EQ, just boost it. Literally grab it on your kick drum, boost it like that. Or here, or whatever. Have the whole song playing and boost the kick until it sounds nice to your ears. Because right now there's not enough low end on this kick. Let me add your song to the queue, Shipwreck. Just be aware, Shipwreck, there's a little bit of a queue because I'm going to be honest with you, I am a bit slow when I review songs because I give in-depth feedback as it says there. So if you want to skip the queue or anything, just read what we've got underneath and you'll learn exactly how to skip the queue. Yeah, so you could do the EQ on the kick, or you could layer it with another kick that's got more bass, like an actual boom. You could do an 808. Who gives a shit, right? Just something with a little more bass. Okay, so your kick drum, I think it's moving around the stereo space a little bit. Try to keep your kick drum just fucking mono, pure mono. Literally, grab your kick drum, put a plugin on there to make it just absolute mono. That's what we want to be hearing and seeing here. I definitely understand you're very technical with feedback, and I'm all ears and learning things. Perfect. This is a perfect combination, bro. We're gonna be doing some great stuff. Okay, so it's interesting. This is something that I find really interesting. You've got the high end at a perfect level, but this high mids is not loud enough. You can increase that. You could increase almost everything except for the high end, to be honest with you. And by high end, I mean crashes and whatnot. You nude Damn You So Good on the master? Not on the master, the individual elements. Good question though. Yeah, individual elements, adjust them accordingly. In fact, if you want to know the exact ratio of how everything should be, use Pink Noise. And this is going to take your mix down from here to here. I'm not fucking joking. That's not helpful. Yeah, literally from here to here, Pink Noise. Now you might be thinking, what the fuck does that even mean? I mean literal pink noise. If you have a look at the EQ of what pink noise looks like, the spectral analyzer of the EQ, whoops, let's do it on its own. You can see it looks like that. It's a gentle slope down. If you literally have pink noise playing and then adjust every single one of your elements so that it matches the peak, so your kick is going up to here, your bass guitar is going up to here, your main guitar is going up to here, your hi-hats and cymbals are going up to here, and you do everything perfectly like that, my brother, your song is going to sound genuinely industry standard. That's how Michael Jackson's mixes were done to. That's how almost every current pop music is done. Current dubstep is done. Current rock music is done. And it does depend on the genre, but I'm telling you, for your genre, you're going to be using pink noise. Do that shit, bro. I do it with dubstep. In fact, if you want an extra cheat, and now this one is going a little more in depth, but if you want to really up yourself without needing to use pink noise, I would say use Voxengo's Span, right? The company is called Voxengo, and the plugin is called Span, S-P-A-N. Completely free plugin, completely free. And if you go here and turn the slope, it's default on 4.5. You bring that slope down to 3. Now I'm hoping I'm not going too fast, but this whole stream is going to stay on YouTube forevermore. So if you do miss anything, you can rewatch it on YouTube. So that should be helpful for you. And then bring the RT. You want to bring it to RT Max, right? And then all of a sudden, what you're going to find is instead of a slope, it's fucking flat. That's what pink noise is. It's 3 decibels down slope, right? If we're being real technical, what pink noise is equal amount of energy at each octave versus white noise, which is the equal amount of energy at each frequency. But what our ears like is an equal amount of energy at each octave. And so if you have your span at 3 decibel slope, just your slope as 3, then all of a sudden you mix your song so that it's all reaching one line, every single element. It's a perfect mix down. It's a perfect mix down. That's it. Oh, wow. It's so easy. Fuck yeah, it is. It is. It's that easy. So, yeah, I'm hoping. And this goes for everybody in the chat. Brothers, this is going to be so much easier. And it's going to take your mix downs from here to here if you're not already doing this. Fuck reference songs. You can do that if you want. Do it to Pink Noise and you're going to get to the industry standard sound. Span is so goated, god damn it is, and completely free. Does Ableton have a built-in Pink Noise sample? No. Well, actually it might do, but not as far as I'm aware, to be honest with you. But to be honest with you, I use Serum. So you could use an actual Pink Noise sample, completely easy to get online. You can use freesound.org to get that. But if not, you can use Serum. You turn off oscillator A, you go over to noise, turn on noise, and go down to color, go to pink. And there you have it. There you have it, and that's Pink Noise. Perfect. Stereo, mono, whatever the fuck you want. Perfect Pink Noise. That's it. That's it. Wish I could do that for mobile. You made your song on mobile? Damn, I'm going to rewatch TY for keeping it. Yeah, no problem, bro. That's it. Hey, that's why I do it. That's why I do it, bro. Thanks for submitting. Let me finish off your song and see if there's any more bits of detail, but whilst I'm doing that, do you have any questions before we move forward? Brother, your composition is brilliant. So maybe the intro might be a bit long, but I think that's the atmosphere that you're building. This is a very unique song, and I'm going to say compositionally, it's a bit of a strange one, because normally you want to have like verse, chorus, or whatever. This is just... Each individual element is an individual element. There is an intro, verse, chorus, and that's it, and then maybe an outro. Nope. Yeah, just intro, verse, chorus, and that's all you've got. So, I mean, structurally, normally songs would be like intro, verse, chorus, outro, intro, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, outro, intro, verse, chorus, instrumental, chorus, outro, whatever, right? But this is, thanks for the follow, Hibs, but this is just intro, verse, chorus. So structurally, yeah, there's some areas, but you could improve. But at that point, I'm going to be honest with you, that is just a creative decision, yeah? I think there's nothing wrong with this, but it requires a lot of patience for the listener, and most listeners are going to be listening to it from the very beginning, and you got to think about where they're going to click off if you care about that. About there is where I'd probably click off if it was for me, unless I was specifically looking for chill step, in which case I would give it more time, and then about here. That's where I would click off, where it sounds like it's about to drop, and instead it goes into something soft again. That's where I'd click off. But that's my creative opinion. But this is a creative choice. So this isn't a mix down. This isn't something set in stone. This is something that you can, decide if you want to take that one on board or not. If you want to be appealing to a mass audience, that's all that one is. Yeah. All of this stuff looked like wizardry to me. I do all my music on my phone. That is nuts to me, to be honest with you. Hibs, I've added you to the queue, big dog, and if you want to skip the queue because the queue's not the shortest, have a read at the stuff on the bottom and you'll learn exactly how to. Lockstealer says, bro, I learned so much from you already. You're goated. I appreciate you so much, Lockstealer. And if you want a one-to-one session where I can teach you in depth exactly what to do, and show you exactly how to do it on your own thing. We do a one-to-one video call, and I show you exactly what to do to make your song go from here to here and explain why. So not only are you getting your song to go from here to here by a professional, by me, but you get to fucking learn why, right? You don't get that service anywhere else. If you're interested in that, DM me on Instagram, yeah? All right. Do you have any questions, Lockstealer, before we move forward? What is exclamation free skip? What are you trying to do here, the Hibs? Boosted those low mids a bit. All right, I'm going to add you to the queue, Avi. I'm quite excited to hear that, to be honest with you. Any questions, Lockstealer? What is your YouTube, by the way, for the VOD? It's Limlam. I think it's literally just Limlam. I think, I could be wrong here, if I do youtube.com/Limlam official, maybe that'll come up with me. But also, maybe not. If it doesn't, let me know. I've just got it on copy and paste right now. Never mind, I put it in the chat anyway because I had it in copy and paste. Brother, what is this dictatorship skip? Brother, the Hibs, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. 404 not found. Okay, don't worry, I've sent you another link. All right, so, Lockstealer, I'm going to move forward. If you've got any more questions, Lockstealer, you let me know, brother, yeah? The chat's open for you this whole time. Anyone has any questions about anything I'm saying, you let me know. I'm happy to go into detail about it. Ethan, you've been talking in the chat so much that you get to skip the queue, so I appreciate you very much. Crinus, that's 7 digits. You can see him in the queue lots. In the chat lots, so he's skipping the queue as well. Shipwreck Paradise has also been talking, though I can't see him in this little section here. Whereas the Hibs is doing exclamation marks and stuff like that, but he's dropped in and out. If he keeps talking, he gets to skip the queue as well. And Avia isn't talking as much, but if they do, then they get to skip the queue a little bit as well, as we see it on here on how to get queue priority. Wowee, look at that big blocky waveform. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, nice fat sausage, love to see it. And dubstep, fucking love that already. Another one. Oh, it's another one. Yeah, lovely. Keep talking. Much better, Hibs. Love that. Shipwreck Paradise. What is this, brother? Dubstep moment. Fucking love that shit. All right, so let's get into it. I'm excited, bro. I'm very excited. I love dubstep. Dubsex, absolutely. Ethan, this is fantastic. Brother, this is so fucking good. So look, mix down, clean as fuck. Structurally clean as fuck. I like how you're using really high fucking frequency sounds. I love that shit. I love that shit so much. Welcome back, Hibs. This is so fucking good. One thing that I'm thinking of is this is such a clean mix, it feels a shame to have cymbals that are so messy. So the cymbals that you've got has got a lot of noise on them, and they're covering a lot of frequencies, but you could keep it super clean. All right, see you in a bit, Avia. You could keep it really clean, right? And what that means is have the frequencies pierce through the mix. Does that make sense? I do feel like the B section, the stabs feel a little bit loud, but I'm gonna fix that. Okay, let me have a listen. Okay, so those synths, I feel like doesn't actually fit with the mix. Okay, so I think it could be a few things. So one, maybe it's too basic for synths. So far, we've got some really fucking amazing sound designs. You've created some amazing synths, and then you've got a very basic synth. Secondly, it could be because it's just a bit too mono, right? It is. It's quite a mono sound. But then even so, if I imagine it a little wider, it's still not fitting in. Everything is so modern and futuristic and beautifully bright, and then you've got that sound. Now I'm being being very picky here, Ethan. The reason I'm being picky is because this is a genuinely really fucking good song. You have made a really fucking fantastic song. Melodically, it's fantastic. Obviously, melodically, you're just taking it from Skrillex, but melodically, it is fantastic. Structurally, it is fantastic. The idea and vibe of the song is congruent. You can understand that this and this are the same song, right? Really good. The story behind this whole thing is very congruent so far. It's really, really good. So do you have like noise going on, like white noise going on throughout the song, or there's something fizzily going on? Does that make sense? There's something fizzily going on in the stereo area, and it's muddying up the place. It's not muddy frequencies in the low end. It's really high frequencies. Yeah, it might be the cymbals, I think. Okay, great. So that's an easy fix. We just changed the cymbals, something less noisy, something clean. There's so many super clean cymbals where it can still pierce through the mix. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Which I need to fix up. They're a little too loose. Awesome. My phone is fully charged with the song. Optimus Prime is energy. Absolutely. Is angry at Yo-Yo. Okay, cool. And the Hibs, you're talking so much in the chat. I'm moving you forward in the queue. Good work, bro. Shipwreck recommends turning it into a harsh ride, but not too high. 14k and above? Brother, my ears can't even hear 14k's and above. That's literally just bad ears from me, though. The second drop is fire, bro. Yep, okay, that's synth still. Nice outro. So that clap build-up area, I think if you remove a little bit of the high end and have it a little more body, a little more in the mids, I think it'll pierce through the mix a bit and feel more congruent with what you're trying to do, if that makes sense. I'd cut the second drop in half. It felt dragged, potentially. To be honest with you, here's what I'm actually thinking. In terms of, like, look, you've done a reboot. This is perfect for DJs, right? People are going to be thinking the standard Skrillex song right in, and then you get this amazing, amazing, amazing drop instead. So make it easier for the DJs. Have some sort of drum section, drum only, or just drums and the bass section, or something like that, instead of repeating the drop if you want. Or just still repeat the drop, but have the drum section here. Or have it somewhere just so that it's easier for DJs, if you want. And because the more easy you make it for DJs, the more popular the song is going to get, because more DJs are going to be using it. Yeah. Extended version for transition. Yeah. All right, I think that's the feedback. To be honest with you, Ethan, this song is fantastic. This song is fantastic, and not much more is needed. It's just slight changes from fresh ears. You know what I mean? You got a lot of emotion in the song, rightly so, because it's your song. Little changes, yeah. So the clap. Take away the high end a little bit. Just cut it, just gentle slope, and cut out the high end so that's more high mids or mids. So it's like. I feel like it'd fit a little better there. The cymbal's a bit too harsh. Bit too noisy, just get cleaner cymbals. That's all you need to do for that one. And then finally this wob wob sound. Is too basic, so that just needs changing. Yeah. If AT got the best of me, absolutely understand, bro. Absolutely understand. Do you have any questions before I move forward, brother? Cool that there was too much feedback. There wasn't much feedback. Less feedback means it's really good, genuinely speaking, yeah. Oh, I heard a little eptic in there. It does sound eptic-y, to be fair, doesn't it? But yeah, okay, so yeah, I mean, look, to be honest with you, Ethan, yeah, look, if you want any more in-depth feedback, one-to-ones, and we go through your song in person together or in a video call, and I identify every single thing, how to fix it, how we're going to fix it together, and then just bring your song from here to here, DM me on Instagram. And to be honest with you, you from this already, I'd love to do a fucking collaboration with you, Ethan. Your songwriting is really fucking good, and your sound design is fantastic as well, so more than happy to do that. Doesn't look like they're... Okay, honestly, just asking to see, and I'm getting the same response from a lot of people, so I'm going to get to work on that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, next up, we've got the Hibs. What motherfucking Hibs? In the music world, you're either decent at mixing or so unbelievably good at composing that nobody cares about your mixing. Genuinely true, Avia. That's it. That's genuinely it. And a lot of the time, once you reach a certain point at mixing, if you get even better, a lot of the time the listener's not going to notice or care, so it doesn't matter too much. Okay, cool. Ads, rip Hibs. I'm going to wait until Hibs is back from the ad. Yeah, man, I'll definitely be tuning in more often now. Awesome, Ethan. I appreciate you, bro. Holy ads. Damn, 46. All right. Let me know when you're out from the ads. Bro, getting bank with these ads. Well, I'd hope so. We'll see. I don't actually know. I have no clue. Almost there. All right. Here, welcome back, brother. Welcome back, brother. Okay, so from this point forward, I'm gonna not end the stream, but I'm not taking any more submissions unless they are a subscriber. That is it, because I am hungry. All right, Hibs, let's go. There's no DoorDash in the UK. Remember, as producers, if you want to get away with mid-mixing, your composition has to be so good that it even rivals Hans Zimmer. I agree. Just reminded me that I need to eat as well. Yeah, good idea, bro. But also, Avia, you can always just pay someone else to make a good mix down. So, yeah. And also, once your composition is really good, there's a certain limit where it doesn't matter again as well. Like, you can be a really good... you could be a great composer, and then if you get 10 times better, the listener's not even going to be able to tell. In fact, you could get so good at composing that the listener doesn't care for it because it's just too good. Thanks for the follow, Corgo. Corgo Lord. You can make the vocals louder, Hibs. Vocals much louder even. The vocals are too quiet. Sorry, one moment. It might be a bit loud. There we go. I just want to stay slouched in my chair, that's why. Gonna go order some food and get this track finished. Awesome. Have you got any social links? I'd love to stay in touch. Yeah. My Instagram, I'm hoping, is somewhere on the screen, on the Twitch. All my social links are there, but my Instagram is @limlamofficial. @limlamofficial. Ad again. Mad. 7 digits is just getting so many ads. That is mad. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking, Hibs. Perfect match. Catch you in a bit. Awesome, bro. Yeah, look, enjoy your food, bro. And yeah, speak to you later, bro. Thank you for submitting, and feel free to submit any more tracks anytime you see me doing these streams, bro. It's an absolute pleasure to listen to your songs. Hibbs, are you still here, bro? Because I don't see you in the chat. If you're not still here, I'm going to move forward. Avia says, I feel like composition is slightly more important. I 100% think composition is more important than mixing. And that's coming from someone that loves mix downs and wave formations and all of that bullshit. Composition is the most important thing. Because if you have a shit composition, a good mix ain't going to help. You're absolutely right. Well, that's it. So it's like polishing. That's what a good mix down and mastering is. It's polishing. And you can polish a turd, but it's still a turd. You know what I mean? A really good song with a shit mix down is still a really good song. A really good song with a great mix down is a perfect song. A shit song with a great mix down is still a shit song. It's a polish. It's a polish. You're absolutely right, Avia. All right, Hibbs, your vocals need to be louder, and I would say less sidechain compression on the vocals here, at least, yeah? You can have it on everything else because it's giving a pumping vibe, you know what I mean? But on the vocals, it's too much. It's feeling uncomfortable. And yeah, the vocals can be so much louder here, bro. Baby, give me again. Specifically in the 2 to 3k hertz range. Yeah, it's 2 to 3k hertz. Literally, you can just give it a fucking boost. Literally 2 to 3k hertz. 1k, 2k, 3k, literally here. Just bang, bang, bang. Have a listen to the whole thing, everything playing at the same time. Increase the volume of the vocals, and then just go like this. Oh, wow, it sounds good here. And then you're going to... So you're finding the frequency where it sounds good, and then you're going to find the volume at which it sounds good. Oh, it sounds good here. Let me bring it down. Oh, sounds good, sounds good, sounds good, sounds good, sounds bad. Oh, that's too much. You bring it down. Bang. You have it there. Yeah? Does that make sense? Am I explaining that in a decent way? Do you understand that, bro? Avia says, and my greatest advice for mixing, stop overthinking. True. Don't fix it if it ain't broken. True. 100%. Awesome, Hibbs. Awesome. Okay, so you've not done the mastering for this song yet. Am I right in saying that? I feel like a lot of people end up over-mixing things, potentially, but the way I see it is that you can a good mix. You can spend 20 minutes to make a mix sound good, depending on how many tracks there are and how complicated it is. But you can still spend an hour on it and make it slightly better. You can spend 5 hours on it and make it slightly better. If you know what you're doing, you can keep working on a mix and make it better and better and better and better. But at the end of the day, at some point, the more time you spend on it doesn't make it that much better. It just makes it that much better. You know what I mean? So there's just a point at which you got to say, it's good enough and not worth me putting in more time into this mix. And if you can streamline your mix down process, then all the better. Make the vocals louder, and that bass, you can so make sure that the low end of the bass is mono, because it does sound like the bass is obviously moving around. Great, you want it to be kind of wide, you want it to make it really big. I know it's not mastered, that's okay, I'm not going to judge the mastering yet. So I want you to boost maybe around here, this little area here, because that bass that you've got some sub bass, sure, try to make sure the sub bass stays mono. I know that you've been keeping the rest of the song, the bass is pure mono, which is really, really good and nice in the middle. But this main synth bass that you've got going on, it's moving around the stereo space. Try to get sub is mono perfect. Try to bring, because it's like it's from here to here, like that. That synth, it's here and it's moving around the stereo space. But there's not much upper areas. There's not much region over here, say, right? And so you can fill that in. You can fill that in. Make it more full for the listener if you want. If you don't want to, just OTT it, to be honest. OTT on the bass, not the sub bass, but the actual bass, honestly. Or just bring the vocals up. Because this entire area from, I'd say about like from here to here is too quiet. The hi-hats are a good level, the bass is a good level, the kick is a decent level. From here, from the whole of the mids is just too quiet. And that's where our ears are most perceiving sounds. There we go. So you've introduced that synth, which is really fucking good. And that is moving around the stereo space, which is good. But it is loud. It's not a texture. See, you've added this, and it should be a texture rather than a main synth. Whereas your main synth, the bass, is much quieter perceived. Now, no, I'm not saying that it actually is quieter. What I am saying is that it is perceived quieter. And you might be thinking, limity lamity, what the fuck are you talking about? How can it be perceived quieter? So this is the Fletcher-Munson curve, aka the equal loudness curve, right? What that means is our ears hear this frequency, this is around 3K, much more than we hear these frequencies. This is around 100 hertz, right? And so you've got a bass around here, you can have it the same level, and we're not going to be hearing it as loud as something over here. And that bam, 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 bam synth dancing around is around this frequency, where our ears are most sensitive. Can you listen to Sleepy Hollow, Suicide Boys? No. I will if you sub. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend, brother. That's what I'd recommend. Taking notes, awesome. So that's what I'd recommend. Be aware that even if things are the exact same volume on paper, it's not going to be perceived that exact same volume. Thanks for the follow. Oh, and by the way, I'm broke, man. I can only follow. No worries. And by the way, the sidechain on the vocals here is perfect. Whilst there's a kick there, it's perfect. I know that you want to give the vibe here. It's just too much, and it makes it uncomfortable and difficult to understand the words. Here, it makes sense, and it really fucking gives that vibe. Let me hear the transition. Hold up. Okay, that. Oh, do you hear that on the transition? Oh, there's a big click at the beginning of that, and so that's well, I'm gonna say it's for two different reasons, but I'm gonna tell you exactly what the reason is. To be honest with you, it just needs a fade in. So one, it's probably coming in just before the sidechain, and that's why there's a click. Well, welcome back, Shipwreck. And that's why there's a click there. So you could do two things. You can move the sidechain so that it's not happening just after that oh comes in. Or number two, and this is the one that I'd recommend, which would just fix it, do a fade in. Because if you don't do a fade in, this is what it'll sound like. You hear that click? That click. That click is because this is sharp. When this synth ends, it's not ending completely flat. But if we do a little fade in, and from my experience, 5 milliseconds is the absolute minimum of a fade in. You can see here, it's not exactly flat, but there's no click. You hear that? No click. And so that's what you need to do. Just do a little fade in, baby. A little fade in. Little fade in right there, and then that oh becomes oh. And it just fits in with the mix so much nicer. Have a listen. So am I right in saying you've got the bass and the sub separated here? If that's the case, good. That's exactly what you should be doing. Separate the bass and the sub. The bass can be louder. The sub is already very loud. The sub might be the perfect level. It might be too loud. But the bass itself needs to be louder. It can be absolutely louder. Oh, a little bit of English. Oh, is it all in English? Am I broken? No, it's not. Okay. Sorry, Seven. No more submissions. I'm only taking submissions from subs. Arabic mixed with English. Cool. Don't apologize, Seven. I think it's great that you're trying to improve. It's good stuff. And you're always in my streams. You're going to be learning so fucking fast. And you've submitted 2 songs already in the stream. So yeah, you got plenty. Don't you worry, bro. These claps can be boosted at around 2 to 3k hertz. It'll just make them a little brighter. Alternatively, you can put OTT on it, or like a multi-band compressor. Not full OTT, but dial it down just like 23% or some shit. I don't know. Okay, great. So what is this? Tech house or deep house? Sure. So look, it's a good song. It's a good song. Yeah. So the advice that I gave, I stand by everything. I can't remember it all. I'm going to try to give you a summary. If not, I know that you said that you were taking notes, so I'm hoping that you. There it is, brother. That's perfect. That's exactly it. Higher vocals, specifically louder vocals, no sidechain and breaks. You could do sidechain, just do less sidechain. Because I love the sidechain. The idea of sidechain in the breaks is very important because it still gives that energy. Try without, but definitely less. Maybe 0. More mid-highs in bass. Yeah, more mids or mid-highs. And yeah, you can actually just increase the volume of the bass. Just bring it up. Yeah, for sure. But the reason we're doing mid-highs in the bass is because it increases the perceived volume. As I was explaining with the Flutter-Menson curve. Yeah, so if all the energy is here, as we increase the volume, it's not going to, it's not going to be, there's going to be a point where it just starts to distort. If we increase this area, then all of a sudden it sounds louder, and that's exactly something that's worth thinking about. Texture/leveling EQ. Yes. Yeah. And this, that is, to be honest with you, it's actually a good level. It's just compared to everything else that's quieter. That bum 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 moving around the headspace. It is a good volume as far as I'm aware. It's just everything else is so quiet that it just seems too loud, right? So maybe you can decrease that volume, but to be honest with you, just increase the volume of everything else. I normally don't recommend turning up the volume of everything else, but this is exactly what this one needs. You can absolutely push it. Oh, clicking first drop fade in. That's it. Exactly. Break new bass lower sub. Yes. Yep. Yeah, you could do lower sub and you can increase the actual volume of the bass, absolutely. Last break, boost, clap, brighter, OTT. Brother, that's it. Amazing. Hibbs, I love that you're taking notes on this. That, you know what that means? That means that you're learning so much more. The more effort you put in, that's goated shit. That is so fucking good, man. It's an absolute pleasure having you in the chat. It's an absolute pleasure reviewing your songs because I get to actually help as much as I can. You're not just taking this and be like, oh, yeah. You're actually taking notes. You're actually going to improve on this. And, yeah, you're going to be making such amazing songs even better. Already, structurally, this song is amazing. Already, melodically, this song is amazing. The vibe is congruent throughout the whole thing. It's a good song. Keep it up, bro. I reckon that this song, with that mix down, like I said, you can get this signed on Bunchin Records. You could get this signed on Vivifier Records as well, I reckon. Both of those records I've been signed to for tech house songs. I'm fairly certain they'd pick up this song just from my experience. Yeah, especially structurally. Especially if you fix all of the little mix down stuff and then, yeah, obviously get a decent master. Yeah. And if you're too lazy to do so, you can always send it to me. I can do it for you. Yeah, DM me if you want private one-on-ones, but otherwise, yeah, all good. Avia says, guys, sound design is easy. Just add random bullshit to a sine wave. Brother, you're not even joking. That's genuinely correct. That's FM, baby. All right, Hibbs, do you have any questions before we move forward? Because next up we've got Krynus' song, and then we've got Shipwreck Paradise, who is still in the chat lots. In fact, and then I'm going to do Avia because Avia's talking a lot in the chat as well. So that's the cue. People talking in the chat gets to skip the queue for sure. Depends how much for the one-on-one, Lamel. Well, DM me, we'll discuss, because it depends on the songs and whatnot. Yeah, it depends on the songs and whatnot. It depends on how many tracks and all that sort of fun stuff, and what you want out of it. Yeah, because if it's a one-on-one where I'm just telling you stuff, but if it's a one-on-one where I am with you and we go through this shit together, brother, we get to do your song professionally mixed down and mastered, and you get to see and hear exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So not only do you get your song professionally mixed down and mastered, you get professional insight of why everything was done. So teach a man how to fish sort of thing. You know what I mean? I mean, I can fish for you, but if I can teach you how to fish, that's goated. That's what excites me. Do you have any questions before we move forwards? And if you get any questions later on, you're more than welcome to ask it in the chat. You know what I mean? Throughout the stream. I'm a DM you. Awesome. All right, no worries, bro. Okay, Crinus. Techno this time rather than ambient. Let's freaking go. Avia just said, I just realized my song has a bit of color-based element to it. Beautiful. Well, yeah, it would make sense. I mean, hyperpop is very colorful, isn't it? If you do one-on-ones, do we send you stems? Yes. Yeah, so there's multiple ways we could do it. We could do it where you do the... Okay. Let me know when you're out of the ads. That's what the smiley faces look like? The little robot faces? Mad. Okay, says Shipwreck. Okay. Crinus, are you still here, by the way, bro? I would assume you are, but I just need to double check. Yo, Mina, damn right it is. And I can see that you are still here. That's awesome. I'm so excited to eat. All right, Shipwreck. Okay, so to answer your question about do you send me the stems, I would recommend doing so. Yeah, so there's multiple ways we could go about it because, you know, it is what it is, right? So we could do a video call where I'm watching you do it and I tell you exactly what to do, exactly how to do it. The other way is, yeah, you send me the stems and I'll walk you through exactly how to do it if you're unsure of how to do the stems properly. But send me the stems and I, in the call, go through exactly what I'm doing. I try to use only free plugins so that you've got access to them as well. There are some plugins that is not free that are just so fucking goated that it's just worth paying for, right? I can think of one plugin, not Serum 2 is my baby, yeah, but you could absolutely make a song without Serum 2. There's a mastering plugin that I really fucking recommend, and that one's paid for. But otherwise, yeah, I try to find free alternatives to everything that does the job. So yeah, that's how I see it. Avia says hyperpop and color based, color pop is now a genre. Damn fucking right it is. Color based, by the way, is so goated in terms of sound design and mixdown and everything like that. It requires such finesse to make a decent color based song, and I love that so much. This song does have some issues. Awesome, Seven. All right, I'm very excited. Let's go. Brother, you know what this reminds me of? Have you heard Colors and Shapes by Mac Miller? I fucking love that. That's actually my favorite song by Mac Miller. That's what this reminds me of. I'm genuinely getting goosebumps right now. I can use my version of the plugins if I don't have any of the specifics. Absolutely. I tend to work around them. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Absolutely. So I would recommend with those little kick drums or 808, the little drums that you got going on, the sub bass is quite big, but the audible parts, like we did with Fletcher Munster Curve, everything like above here is quite quiet, right? So I would recommend you could put a multi-band compressor on it, but the problem with that is it might fuck with the low ends, the sub. it's kind of sketchy to do that in my opinion. But if you could separate the frequencies, I would say boost the mids of these little drums and the highs of these little drums, yeah? Because then it's going to stand out a little more without needing to increase the volume crazily. Is this the one meant to be more of an artistic song or like a song? Oh, yeah, good question. Yeah. Seven, what are you thinking? Song or artistic song? I'm going to assume artistic, but this one's got drums, which is not normally what Krynus does. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of distortion. Have a listen to this. So we've got a little bit of distortion there. The reason you're getting distortion is because there's compression on it, right? You might say, oh, there's no compression on the master chain, there's no compression on this specific synth, but you're overlapping frequencies and they are compressing together, yeah? Have a listen again. So here's what I'd recommend. 1, increase the attack of the synth, right? What does that mean? There we go. What does that mean? That means in your synthesizer, you are going to literally just drag the attack up, yeah? If it's 0, you're going to be getting a clicking sound. If you've got it 5 and above, you're not going to get a clicking sound. If you get it 15 or 100, you're going to get much nicer sound. Let's give you an example. Hang on. Right, just fucking increase the attack, yeah? And then on top of that, these synths that you're using has got a lot of low frequencies and they are overlapping. And a lot of the time, when it's low frequencies overlapping, you're going to get disgusting phase distortion, and in this case, you're getting distortion. The reason it's distortion is because when the waves, when the rhythm starts to play, just kidding, but when the... Oh, I dragged that there. What a strange thing for me to do. So, for example, say these two synths are playing at the same time. And when I say these two synths, what I actually mean is, this is one note, call it E, and this is another note, call it G. So let's pretend you're playing E minor. When these notes go together, you can see this one's going down, this one's going down, and all of a sudden, that means that this is going to be doubling up in sound. And then say this is a different note, then this is going to be a different frequency, and so maybe it cancels out, normals out again, and then at another point, both of them go up at the same time, and then it just doubles. And so that's what's causing the distortion. We've got some parts that are going doubling up the waveform, the amplitude, which just increases the loudness of the waveform, and then other parts which cancels it out altogether. And then that's just causing distortion because it's too much for your DAW to output. Does that make sense? Use a soft but distorted snare if you want to. Sure, yeah. I use BandLab. Yeah, is there a fix-it on that? I've never used BandLab. The only reason I use BandLab is to save MIDI notes if I think of a good underlying melody. Decrease the volume. Decrease the volume is the fix to that. Yeah, decrease the volume to that. And if you can do sidechain compression, I'd recommend doing that as well, because you've got bass notes on this synth and that's interfering with the kick. Normally you don't have drums. It's not something that you need to worry about normally. But yeah, sidechain compression. What that means is when the kick is happening, the synths go quieter. As soon as the kick is done, the synths go louder. And that's what sidechain compression is. So Avia says you could distort a snare, then cut a lot of the high end of the snare and cut quite a bit of low end, then turn the snare down, and I think you get a snare that fits a lot better. True. Yeah, this snare is very, very clean, but I see what you're saying, Avia. Yeah, so Avia's saying, if I'm not mistaken, just put fucking crazy distortion on a fucking snare, cut the extreme highs. The reason we're going to cut the extreme highs is because when you put crazy distortion on, you're getting a lot of upper harmonics. What that means is a lot of higher frequencies. It's going to be like, it's going to go from to yeah, right? So you're just going to cut the high ends, and so it goes have that, and then cut the extreme low ends because that's going to get build up as well, especially if you don't have DC offset on there. And then, yeah, have an EQ kind of like that, and it's going to sound like And that could sound quite nice with this. But I'm not against your snare. It's very, very dry, but I'm not against it. I'm not against your snare. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Hips, for the DM, bro. In case he's in an ad. I'm back. Cool. Try to make the drums more on beat, even if it's artistic. The offbeatness doesn't sound intentional, in my opinion. Ad's over. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so here's welcome, Soy Thought. Here, is that the demon from The Exorcist at the end? Potentially. It's probably actually just Seven doing his voice, but correct me if I'm wrong, Seven. This mix needs exorcism. So here's something that I'm figuring out. Well, whilst I was listening to the song, right? Here's what you need. Okay? So the drums, your kicks need a little more high end, right? Or mids in general, high mids generally speaking, because it's got a nice transient, it's got a nice click to it, and it's got very powerful bass to it. You just need more mids. The snare is fine, to be honest with you. Maybe chuck a little bit of reverb on there. I know that you want to keep it creative and uncomfortable notes, uncomfortable drum patterns, and I quite like it. There are some things that need work, such as over here. Sorry, here? Yeah, there we've got the notes playing and they're distorting because they're two notes very similar to each other, close notes, and they're both playing at the same time, and they're both got quite a lot of bass, which means the notes are overlapping and causing distortion, so that's worth looking into. And what that means is, generally speaking, as a rule of thumb, we always have one thing playing bass at any one time. And that leads me on to the second point, and that is... You hear that? A little bit of distortion underneath the kick. Have a listen again. The reason that's happening is because you've got the bass playing with the kick playing at the same time. So you need gentle sidechain compression. So that means every time the kick is playing, all the synths go slightly quieter in volume, and then it comes back again as soon as the kick's over, right? You want it to be slightly down for this sort of song, and maybe even gentle release. That means it slowly comes back, rather than it goes, right? That's a gentle release. Yeah, I think that's my feedback. Do you have any questions before we move forward? Avia says, this song would honestly work really well if you made it sound super vintage with like saturation and less high end. Yeah, if you had a static sound or like a radio sort of sound playing. But I know that you do that with a bunch of your songs already, Kryner. So, you know, what kind of genre do I put this under? Experimental, I'd say. Definitely not techno. Experimental, I'd say. You could probably keep it as ambient. Yeah, to be honest with you, all of your songs, to me, I would say ambient. Experimental ambience is spot on, bro. Thanks for the follow, Bad Coffee. All right, cool. So I thought, reminds me of some weird children's programs on TV when I was a kid. It does give that vibe. Absolutely. Put some VH vibes on that. It does. VHS vibes, for sure. Yeah, and even the images that you have match your songs. Every single video that you've done, every single picture that you've done, they all match the songs as well really nice. So it's a very coherent brand you've got going on, which is really good. Thanks for the follow, So I thought. Arturia has some tape saturator that can work with this. Cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. If that's free, 7, I'd recommend looking into that then. I don't know about it, to be honest with you. I don't even know who Utoria is, but it's worth checking that out because it would be nice warmth to it as well if you get a nice saturator. I love making cover art. Well, you're good at it, bro. Do you have any questions before I move forward? Because next up, we've got Shipwreck Paradise. I'm sorry, Bad Coffee. I'm only taking submissions from subscribers at this point in time because I'm about to end the stream. We've got a few more people in the queue. I'm just finishing off the queue, but I'm only taking subscribers at this point. Not free. I got it from some Russians. Gotcha. Sorry, Utoria. Damn. Take a submission from me just to piss people off. Avia, you're in the queue. Don't you worry. Sorry, I didn't mean to get you super excited by seeing this. All right, Crinus. If you got any questions, you know where to put it. Just put it in the chat, bro. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you got. And if you want me to go through with it 1v1 and sort of perfect mix down, just DM me on Instagram. OCS 45 is great and it's free. Oh, cool. Go for that then. I don't know what that is, but cassette emulation thingy. That sounds perfect. There's a lot of free alternatives to a lot of these really fantastic plugins, so it's always worth just asking ChatGPT or Gemini a free alternative to a certain plugin that you really want, or if there's anything that's specific that you want, like is there a free plugin that does a bunch of static noises or noises in general that I could go through? They'll be able to tell you. But yeah, you could try the one that Soy has suggested there. Bro, why did you have to show that cover art? Yeah, I know. Hey, man. I agree. I had to make that art with my non-dominant hand. There's something about saying non-dominant that gets me. Shipwreck Paradise. You're still here? Yeah, I see you boogieing down. All right, I'm very excited for this one, to be honest with you, because I love dubstep. Let's go. Structurally, this song is fucking awesome. It is a decent melody, and the vibe is very good. And I'm glad it is actually dubstep, it's not brostep. I got worried. I thought it might be like heavy fucking... It's really good. Hi-hat slightly too loud, and your synths need, I don't want to say OTT, but multi-band compression to bring out the high mids on it. Because you can make it much louder. Or perceived louder, more specifically, yeah? Can we start calling our non-dominant hand submissive hand? Sorry for the fucking shouting into the mic. That fucking got me, man. I love that. I'm gonna have to start doing that. My left hand is now my submissive hand. Oh my god, that is so fucking funny. That is so fucking funny. Okay, so you can hear that this synth is perceived more quietly versus that row here, which is perceived more loud. Have a listen. Row is much more loud. The reason it seems more loud is because, once again, we've got our lovely... Come on. Unfortunately, I know that this works if I fucking close it and open it again. We've got that... There it is. We've got this. So that row is peaking at these sort of frequencies where our ears are most sensitive, and the wobble is not peaking at those frequencies that our ears are most sensitive. So you put a OTT on there or multiband compressor and increase these sort of frequencies, then it does get to be perceived the same volume, and that's sort of what we're looking for. Get out of here, you filthy bot, damn. Vile bot, damn. You clanker, damn. You wireback, damn. Bro's been studying the fucking AI slur words, which, by the way, I do not endorse because I like AIs and I don't mean any harm to any AIs, and I do not endorse any hatred towards AIs. That's right, I am scared of AIs. Okay, another thing that I noticed, your kick is too distorted. Do you have saturation on your kick? Do you have saturation on your kick? Ads? Okay, hang on, okay. Let me know when you're out. I'll load this out. I'll load this up for him whilst he's cooking. Sounds, drums, kicks. Let's have a listen to this one. It's not the best example. Not the best example. That one's okay. We'll use this as an example. Okay, back. Welcome back. All right, so Shipwreck. With your kick, it's slightly too distorted. Have a listen. Right? So what it sounds like is a build-up of frequencies at this little area here. So did you put saturation or distortion on your kick, may I ask? Yeah, okay, great. So that's completely fine. In fact, I know that Subtronics almost always religiously puts saturation on his kicks as well, right? So what we need to be doing, though, is to do it within reason. So make sure DC offset's on, and ideally soft clip as well, and we're going to have a listen to it. And I'm going to just loop this, and I'm going to show you what I'd recommend doing with your saturator. We're going to turn it all the way up, and it's fucking disgusting, so we can let our ears identify the exact disgustingness, and then we're going to dial it down. About there. Without, with. It stands out a little bit. Now, if you wanted to push it further, which of course you might want to, we're going to need to find the troubling frequencies before we do the saturator. And what that means is, and you could do this with synths as well, this is going to push everything so much louder. And this is something that Tynan, the Brostep producer, taught me. What I'd recommend here is ducking. It's normally somewhere between 100 and 500 hertz, but explore. Ducking something and just find where the saturator is building up frequencies. So let's pretend it's there, and we're going to have this, and then we're going to dial it up a bit. So there we can hear it very clearly. Boom, boom, boom. That distortion. We're going to find where that distortion is and duck it. Now that helps. That's it. In this case, it was down here. It's not surprising because we can see that's a big fucking peak. You can sharpen it up. Have a listen. Too much? And there it is. And so we've got 9 decibels of drive on that motherfucker. And yet, it's not distorted. Without, with. There is a bit of distortion, and so if you wanted to, you could identify that fucker as well. Right there. There we go. So doing these little things, you're keeping the loudness of your kick. In fact, you get it even louder without distorting it. And I know this kick has got a big tail, and I know that you've done a much shorter kick, and that actually makes it easier because a lot of the tail is where the sub bass is, and that's where you're getting your distortion build up anyway. So that's worth looking into. And awesome, Seven. I'm excited to see your new cover art that you've made, bro.
Give it up, okay.
No distortion on that kick.
Okay.
Sorry. I sent it to you. All right, thanks, Seven.
Okay.
Take it.
Okay, as your song eloquently put it. So here's my feedback, and I'm hoping I can remember everything. But if not, I'm hoping that you can remember everything that I said. Okay, 1. Song structurally fucking amazing, melodically fucking amazing. It's good that you got lyrics in there as well, which makes it more memorable for the listener as well, which is really, really good. It's something that you can sing along to. In fact, in the very beginning, I think there's a clicking sound. Let me test. Bit of distortion on that kick. Is that the same kick that you got in the drop? Maybe, maybe not. But either way, a little bit of distortion on that kick. If it's a different kick or if it's the same kick, it's worth looking into. The bass synths that you've got, OTT or some sort of multiband compression to bring up the mids and the highs, and the high mids rather, so that they're all the perceived same amount of volume, but also at the same time you're going to be able to get the whole track much louder as well, which is exactly what you want. The worst thing you want is the DJ to be playing someone else's song and then they play your song and it's so much quieter and you've just killed the energy in the room with your song alone. DJs aren't going to play your song ever again. So if you could get it even louder than someone else's, that's going to be so hype, and so that's what you want to be doing, and you want to be changing this kick, and ideally to the suggestion that I said to make that kick much more clean. That is to say, find little ducks, add the saturator, and here's the fun thing you can do, is actually do this again. You can once again do another saturator with an EQ behind it, and then find another area that's going to be building up frequencies, and then do a little duck as well. So I think that's it. Again, structurally the song is amazing, and the idea is really fucking good. In fact, I love it so much I would love to collab with you as well if you wanted to, Shipwreck. If you're interested, DM me on Instagram, and if you're interested in one-to-one mix-down help, DM me as well. We'll go through it one by one, each track, to try to get this as perfect as possible, or any song that you want as perfect as possible. So yeah, DM me if you're interested. Do you have any questions before we move forward? And the real brab, I'm not taking any more submissions unless it's from subs, I'm afraid. Thank you for your interest, but on this occasion, no more. Avio, your song is next, so I'm glad you're back. I'm into an ad. Nice. KK, let me know when you're back, Avia. Avia. Okay. Shipwreck says, yeah, I'm def interested. Awesome, Shipwreck. Fantastic, bro. Fantastic. Yeah. DM me on Instagram, bro. Ads over. Wow, Avia, you're quick. All right, great. All right, look, Avia, your song. Let's go. Fucking never mind. Rip. I don't have any questions. Okay, no worries. Well, if you do come up with any ad fell into another one. That's so sad. If you do think of anything, Shipwreck, you just put it in the chat here, and I'm happy to help you out any fucking time during the stream, yeah? Any fucking time, any fucking question related to this, more than happy to help you, bro. It doesn't even need to be during your song session. More than happy, bro. Avia, you back yet? Poor Avia. Double freaking ad is nuts. That is nuts. Ad's over. Okay, welcome back, Avia. Hey, I thought after sitting through some ads, I thought I'd treat you to a little something for you. You're welcome. Something to get your heart rate up. Yeah, no, it's good. What was I going to say? Yeah, look, I appreciate you watching the ads, man. I do. Look, I didn't get any subs this stream, so the ads are really what's making this financially viable, I would say. I really appreciate your feedback, and yeah, I've been lacking on my drums lately. Do you have any tips on finding the right drums for my track since I've been lost in getting the right ones? Very interesting question. To be honest with you, I've never paid for a sample pack in my life. I have got thousands of drums. I've never paid for a sample pack. So here's what I'd recommend. So 1, Cymatics gives out a bunch of free sample packs, so explore those sample packs, see if you can get some nice drum sample packs for free, or you can buy some. There's Splice as well, which is a paid subscription. See if you can download a bunch, but you can only download as many as you can in a month. I personally, I don't like Splice for that reason. I don't like subscription models for that sort of thing. And then on top of that, there is freesound.org, which is something that I so fucking recommend. Freesound.org. Find any sound you like. There's 707,000 free sounds, and you just type in any sort of sound you want, and then you've got lots and lots of different variations. And you could go through them and find anything you want. Right? They are free, so they might not be the best. Yeah. But you could also ask Gemini where you can get free sample packs of drums. There's so many ways to get free sample packs. They're always giving them out. So yeah, I'd look out for those, bro. How do we submit our songs? On Twitch, you want to just put it in the chat, but unfortunately, you got me at a time when I'm about to end my stream. This is the last song I'm going to be reviewing, and then the stream's over. But if you... What's that cover? What's this? If you sub, then you get to skip the queue, Dizzy, and I will review your song. In depth. Super in depth. Dan the Kid, welcome back to the stream, by the way. You know, I get, if I go onto YouTube right now, I don't want to get too sidetracked, but if I go onto YouTube right now, I reckon Dan the Kid will be popping up as a recommendation, because I get it a lot. I'll tell you what, you're not even here right now. That is nuts. Okay, this was a bad example. Dan the Kid, I see your shit all the time, but it seems that right now is not all the time. Oh, well, you're just going to have to believe me. All right, Avia, let's go, bro. This is your third time sending it in after doing all the different changes that I've told you to do. I think this should sound good. You still need to... What do you mean, know your eyes? Are you telling me you don't enjoy this? Dan the Kid is still definitely a fucking kid, because any real man loves this shit. Avia, you still need to fix your sidechaining, your volume automation, yeah? To make it more consistent with your kicks. And you still need to do the high cut on your everything, your vocals and your synths, so that the cymbals can pierce through the mix a little nicer. And something that is very interesting is that in the build-up, your kick has got more bass. Thanks for the follow. Your kick has got more bass than the drop. Have a listen. So in the drop, you can get more sub bass if you want, and I would say in the build-up, maybe do less bass from the kick. One thing that you could do, and I'd recommend this, it's a real classic. It's a doozy, baby. It's a doozy. Oh gosh, got to keep fucking. But as the kick builds up, shorten it. So then you got, and then when it goes, you shorten it even more. Because it's the body that's got all the sub bass. It's this tail end that's got all the sub bass. You can still keep the transients, and as we get shorter, and make sure you do a little fade out so there's not a clicking sound. I'd recommend doing that. Or you could do a classic old EQ or filter build up with that kick. That melody, you can make that louder in the mix. Because it's hitting the frequencies that are in the mid-highs. There's so much space there. You could push that. Because right now it's the extreme highs. You're looking at 9K and above. There's too much going on there. But at that place where the nice little melody is going, there's so much space there. You could push that, baby. You could push it. You can make the vocals louder here as well, in this section. Do you have the widener on the vocals and everything like that? Do you have the widener on that? Because I can hear the phasing issues and all that sort of stuff. I know you want to keep it a little bit. But yeah, do you have a widener on that shit? Hello, Lim Lam. I have a new release song if you'd like to listen. I would love to, just not right now, I'm afraid, bro. This is the end of my stream. This is the last song I'm going to be reviewing. I'm only doing subs from now on, yeah, for the rest of the stream. So if you sub, then I'll absolutely listen to your song and I'm going to give you in-depth feedback. But otherwise, not on this occasion. I'm afraid you're going to have to catch me in the next stream. Okay, so yeah, make that little melody much louder because that is sitting over here where there's not much energy going on. And then do an extreme cut at the top of everything. Brother. Yeah, so around here, this is where you can make that so much louder, it's going to pierce through the mix and it's going to sound so fucking good. Then do a nice little cut on everything, including the vocals and the sounds and everything. Thanks for the follow, Unknown Mystery. And welcome to the chat now, Dude Slayer. How can I send in a song? You cannot, I'm afraid. So if you sub me, then you could just put it in the chat and I'll review it in this stream. But otherwise, I'm not doing any more submissions, yeah? But if you subscribe, I'll absolutely do your song. So you want to do an extreme high-end cut, Avia, so that your cymbals can pierce through the mix. And that's an extreme high-end cut on everything, including your vocals and the synth. Dude Slayer, thank you so much for the subscription. Put your song in the chat. I'm going to give you in-depth feedback, my bro. Free feedback is closed. You're correct, Unknown Mystery. For now. For this stream. I've added you to the queue. You are up next. You get to skip the queue because you are a subscriber. Appreciate you, bro. Avia. You want to have the low end of that a little more central because you got the high end nice and wide. Get the low end a little more middle. Then it's going to be really nice. Drops everywhere tomorrow. This is my band. I play guitar. I play guitar and do backup vocals. Did you do the mix down for this song? Okay, Avia. All in all, you know what my feedback is because this is the third time. Structurally, it's fantastic. Melodically, it's fantastic. The idea and vibe and story throughout it is very congruent throughout the whole thing. It's a really good song. Just need to do those few little bits that I suggested, such as the high-end cut of so the cymbals can pierce through. Do the automation changes on the kick and get that melody much louder in the mix as well. And then over here, get the vocals louder as well. Do you have any questions, Avia, before I move forward? Send one more cover art. Thank you, Seven. I'm excited to see it, bro. Nope, we go to someone to record. He also does mix/master. Gotcha. So what exactly am I supposed to be giving you feedback on? Because normally I give in-depth feedback on mix down and production. You didn't produce it or do the mix down. So I'm not quite sure what I'm giving you feedback on. Do you mind sort of giving me an idea of what sort of feedback you would like, please, dude? Vocals, I guess. I'll give it a go, but that's not my it's not my area of expertise. You know what I mean? I've done gotcha, Seven saying that. Just the song as a whole? Sure. I'll give it a go. This can be louder. So the guitars, whoever did your mix down, they can absolutely make this entire thing louder. So with your guitars, you got a lot of energy here. You do have some sounds over here, but our ears peak over here. If you increase this area from 1K to call it 5K, if you literally just with an EQ push it up, it's going to be so much louder. So much more powerful as a song. This is a really fucking good song, bro. I fucking love this. Structurally, it's good. The vibe is very clear. The story it tells is super clear throughout the whole thing. The intro was good. It's got a underlick melody that continues throughout the whole thing. So far, so good. Really good. But yeah, the mix down, there is some areas for that mix down to be improved on, bro. Like I say, this area needs to be improved, increased, and the same thing for the vocals. You can actually increase the volume of the vocals in total, and especially the cymbals and the hi-hats of the drums. I'm hoping they were recorded separately, because if they were, that high end can absolutely be pushed. I know it's not something that you want to be hearing. The cover art does not fit it, and it's making me so annoyed for some reason. That's actually a really good point. Well, the song is called Candy Paint Warfare, but yeah, I don't see how this fits it. That's a very good point. That's such a good point. In fact, this is Seven's thumbnail. This would actually fit it more, I would argue, without the typing. Thanks for the follow, Tweak. And you did ask how you can submit it. You're right, you do put it in the chat, but on this occasion, this is the last song I'm doing except for subs. I'm only doing reviews for subscribers at the moment, and this is Doot Slayer in the chat here. He's subscribed for this in-depth feedback. So if you want in-depth feedback on this occasion, Tweak, you're gonna need to subscribe, okay, bro? But otherwise, I do free streams later on. But on this occasion, yeah, it's a sub only. Yeah, my guy. So you know what? Hang on. I don't endorse doing this. I'm gonna YouTube to MP3. You can see that it's never been done before. But I'm going to show you exactly what you could do to this song to make it more powerful. The mix down, that's what the problem is. It literally needs a better mix down. It is such a good song, and you're getting a disservice by not getting a better mix down. That's what the problem is. I'm going to be honest with you. Dude, Seven is saying that he can send you some free thumbnails from free album art. If you want, for free, just change it. He wants to know your Instagram. He doesn't like it. But bro, Seven, you got to understand, this is releasing tomorrow. I think it might be too late to change it everywhere. Dude, I kind of feel bad for illegally downloading your song like this, but this is to help you, okay? This is to help you. Yeah, the low end is blown out of control. It sounds like your mixing engineer, and I could be wrong here, but it sounds like your mixing engineer mixed it instead of to pink noise, which is the sort of industry standard, I'd say. He mixed it to brown noise, which enhances the lows arguably too much in this instance. That's what it sounds like. But I'm going to literally drag and drop your song here, and we're going to go through it together. I'm going to show you exactly what I would do to fix this. And this is without the stems, right? Obviously, if I had the stems, if I had the actual thing like you send to your mixing engineer, you'd be able to get so much more out of this. But I'm gonna show you just how fucking quick and easy this can be fixed by what I'm saying is, yeah? Dude says his personal Instagram, sure, and don't really mind for real, came here to say how we can improve our sound. Awesome, awesome, awesome. My advice is, listen, your mixing engineer is good, yeah? I'm not saying that they didn't do a good job, because every single element is super fucking clear. They've done a good job. The only problem is that it can be brighter. And you're making, what is this, metal? You're making a metal song. You want it to be fucking loud. You want it to be powerful. They've made every single element very loud, very powerful, which is exactly what you want. Sorry. Let me backtrack. They've made every single element very clear for the listener. You can hear everything. You can hear it all, which is really, really good. But the problem is that it's not loud. And it doesn't actually need to be loud. We can see from this file shape that it is loud. It's as loud as it can be, but it's not as perceived loud as it can be. Not as perceived loud as it can be. So this is what the mixing engineer should do with the individual elements, not after. This is not a fix that you can actually do, but this is just something that would ideally be happening. And that is, with the individual elements, have it look more like this as the EQ. So this is, I'm gonna try playing it, and then I'm gonna slowly bring this up, and we're gonna hear how it sounds different. So you can see that's what it looks like. It's loads of energy here. And you're missing out all of this. There's so much over here that can be fixed. So we're going to bring this up. Nothing crazy. So before, let's zoom in. So this is, let me just loop this random section. So this is before and after. And another way you could do it is with a simple flat tilt, right? So what this does is it literally just tilts it, boosts the highs, ducks the lows, or whatever, right? So this is 0, no change, and then we just genuinely just move it. Gentle. Without? With. And by doing this is production is reduction in essence, because by doing this you can see the loudest part has become quieter and the quieter parts has become louder, but what that means is the overall sound has become quieter, which means we can then make the overall sound louder after, because we can push it more before it starts distorting. Now, this isn't something that you should be doing at the end. Like, right now, I'm doing it at the end, after it's done the mixdown, after it's done the mastering. This is not the time to do it. It's during the mixdown process that you want to be doing this. And we're doing it with individual elements to bring the high sounds, the high frequency instruments and whatnot, the high frequencies, a little louder, right? And that's what I'm thinking, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So that is what that's what's needed for this song. But genuinely, songwriting, fucking awesome. Melodically, fucking awesome. Structure, fucking awesome. The vibe of the song is coherent and clear and just enjoyable. It's a really good song. iWrite says, okay, but hear me out. We put a saturator on the master and boost it around 23 dB. 24 dB, iWrite. 24 dB. Why the fuck would you do it 23? This isn't 2007. Shit, yeah, you're right. Damn right I am. Dude Slayer, iWrite is joking. Don't do that. Bro, not only is this a good song, it's creative. Brother, this is a really, really good song. What you need to do is ask your mixing engineer, maybe not for this song, but for your next songs, ask them if they can make it brighter. Ask them if they can use pink noise as the reference. That's the industry standard, pink noise. Because they're a good mixing engineer. I really mean it. They've made every single element clear as fucking day. And it does sound good. It's a good sounding song. But it can be louder and it can be brighter. Right? Not like, oh, it's not a dark song. It'll still be a dark song. It'll still be fucking, metal. You know what I mean? But it'll sound louder. Pink noise, yeah. Because this sounds like it was mixed down to maybe even like brown noise. But yeah, to ask them pink noise. Ask them if they can make it brighter, and it's going to make it so much louder. iWrite is a fantastic producer who makes amazing songs, and their mix downs and mastering and sound design in general is just really, really fantastic. And they're saying pink noise, my beloved, right? Goes to show you, pink noise is the fucking play. Yeah, because this is too much low energy, too much low frequencies. And I know a lot of people will think, oh no, I love bass in my song. No one will fucking hear your song if it's too quiet, right? And that's what happens when you have too much low energy, low frequencies. iWrite says, you got to realize energy comes from the high end. And exactly what I'm implying with this here curve. So this is the curve that I was using here. Not to confuse you too much, but it's called the Fletcher-Monson curve, or the equal loudness curve. Even with hardcore / metal, okay, yes. Yeah, literally, as iWrite, everything. I do fucking dubstep. That's deep. Just like... Still, pink noise, it comes from the high end, right? This is how our ears perceive sound, okay? Something at this volume will sound quieter than something at this volume. That's just how our ears work. Literally, as I read, that's just how our ears work. And so, by keeping this in mind, that's how you make your song a little nicer, a little brighter, a little more powerful. And like I say, if you increase these volumes, all of a sudden it sounds louder, and that's what we want. Dropping some knowledge on me, Aaron. That's what I try to do, Dude Slayer, yeah? That's exactly what I try to do. That's my goal here. I'm trying to help people as much as I can, and especially for you because you're a subscriber. I really appreciate that, bro. And so, yeah, I'm giving you as much help as I can. I know that you're not the one that does the mixing for your songs, but this is going to allow you to tell your mixing engineer what to do. And I really mean it. Your mixing engineer is really good. Because they've done individual elements, and they've done a decent mix down in total, making everything clear, and they made everything loud as well, which is really good. They just need to make it brighter. If we have a listen to a random fucking metal song as a comparison, and these are professionals, you know fucking Slipknot, you will hit brother ad blocker. I don't even have an ad. I guess I do. Have a listen to how bright this song is. Yeah, you can hear the high end so clearly, the hi-hats so clearly, the cymbals clearly. W Slipknot, I love it. I fucking love this song, to be fair. Bound in Fear rips. And listen to the bass of this song compared to your one. Listen to the bass and listen to the high end. Listen to the crashes, listen to the cymbals. And now listen to your song. Way too much 100 and below frequencies, and not enough crash. That's literally, that's it. You're going to get so much louder out of this. I'm so excited to hear the changes that your mixing engineer does. To be honest with you, I think that's the feedback. Do you have any questions before I end the stream? That's a good reference. I agree. For metal to be insane energy-wise, yeah. I mean, look, the Slipknot are professionals. They're one of the biggest fucking metal bands. The System of a Down, probably bigger. So, yeah, it makes sense that they're going to have on-point mix down and mastering, so it's worth comparing. They do it. It's a standard Pink Noise reference. That was a guess, by the way. I don't remember how that song goes, but it's done. It's done right. It's done professionally. If you hear this, it has tons of high end, and the energy is so good. Nimda, is that motherfucking drum and bass? Nimda. Metal Step. Metal Step in general has a lot of fucking crazy high ends. It's very, very noisy. That's just Metal Step. But you can hear how fucking loud and shit this is, dude. Yeah? Super high end. But yeah. Oh, but specifically skip to the end? Alright, well then. Versus. And you know what's crazy? These two songs have the same amount of low frequencies, the volume, most likely. And the reason your one sounds quieter is literally for that same reason, that they've just not made the high end louder. That's it. Okay, cool. Dude Slayer, no questions. Awesome. Tear Out, yeah, very true. Yeah, Metal Step. I call it Metal Step. You're right, it's Tear Out. But specifically, skip to the end where it's entirely metal. Very true. Done. We love high end. Very true. Saints Killer. I'm actually completely done with the stream right now. I'll only do one more song if you subscribe. For example, this song is by Dude Slayer in the chat here. They subbed, and that's why I'm reviewing their song, but otherwise I'm going to just end the stream. So that is it. Thank you to everybody that came down. Dude Slayer says, I appreciate the feedback. I've taken notes. That's fucking awesome, Dude Slayer. And I'm very excited to hear what your mixing engineer does. Yeah? Please gift a sub. That works. I don't actually understand how that works, but I'm sure that works. Can you play that song again? Which song? Yeah, Dude Slayer, I'm excited to hear what your mixing engineer does for your future songs, so feel free to please come into next streams and share some other songs or new songs or anything like that. I'm more than happy to review your songs, bro, yeah? Okay, Saints Killer has gifted 1 tier to Hermes Digital. I don't know who Hermes Digital is, but big up them. And thank you for gifting sub. I will be reviewing your song. Can you play that again? The Dude Slayer one? Yep. And all right. Look, I agree. You're right. Spotify, Dead Flower. And Saints Killer, do you have a song that isn't on Spotify? The reason is I can't play Spotify, my guy. I can't do it. It doesn't let me. Start listening with a Spotify account. I don't have one. I can't do it. You need to send YouTube or SoundCloud. Heck, you could even do Google Drive. You could do anything like that. Such a fucking good song. I really enjoy this. My bad, it was just fastest link I had. No, this is good. This is your song. This is what you want me to review, yeah? No, Spotify, there's no way you could have known. All is good, bro. That snare needs more high-end. Yeah, a lot of it needs more high-end. But yeah, Dude Slayer, listen to iRight. Anything iRight says, just take fucking notes. Awesome. Toothkick has low-end, but not sub. Toothkick. What's a toothkick? Yes, awesome. So I'd like to hear more lowered extension on the sub too. All right, so let's freaking go, bro. Okay, so Saints, feedback is very similar to Dude Slayer. You're going to need some more high end on this. Literally, these frequencies. Fucking boost them, yeah? Wait. Okay, I'll wait. What am I waiting for? I just got an ad. Okay. Let me know when you're out. More high-end, twin. Yeah, well, that's it, iRight. Also, what do you think about this kick, iRight? What are you thinking? It's interesting because the kick pierces through the mix so well, doesn't it, Ira? But yeah, not powerful enough. It's arguably too much high end. That's how I see it, to be honest with you. Wet. What do you reckon? Needs more body then? It has too much beta sound. Well, that's it. Yeah, around 2 to 4K. That's it. Yeah, high end. Well, 2 to 4K. It's the clicking sound, right? Okay, so welcome back, Saints. So Ira is discussing the same things that I'm discussing, and I want you to understand anything that Ira says is probably true as well. Yeah. So here's the deep in-depth feedback. So. Yeah, too much transients where it needs that body and low mid. Well, that's it. So what we're talking about here is your kick, right? Your kick doesn't have... It's got too much transients, and that's the clicking sound. That's the sound on the kick. There's too much of that, and there's not enough body. And what that is that the mids and the low mids on the kick, it just needs more of it. Have a listen. Okay, and it has that sub, but it feels like it's super scooped. Gotcha. And then on top of that, your guitars need to be brighter. They need, literally, you can just EQ it. And this isn't something that you can fix by just putting the EQ on the master, but this is something on the individual elements. Literally just increase the high ends, the high mids of this guitar. And then the melodic guitar here, that can be increased as well. So what I'd recommend for that melodic guitar, to be honest with you, at least for this section, because I've not heard the whole thing, from this section, whilst you're playing everything, just going to scoop this up. Oh, that's too much. We're going to bring it down. And then it sounds perfect there. You're going to find where it sounds perfect, and then just increase the volume. Let it pierce through the mix, because it is a main element, and you want it as loud as possible, but as clear as possible so that everything else is clean as fuck. This is not my beat, so I tried to fix it as much as I could with the stems he sent, but I know exactly what you guys are saying. Perfect. That melodic guitar needs to be louder for sure. That's exactly what I'm saying. Exactly. All right, great. And then you got the vocals in. The crashes, the cymbals, that can all be louder as well. That guitar can be louder, and then this guitar can be brighter as well. The vocal mids need to be brought up. Okay, so what Ira means by that is that the middle frequencies of your vocals can be brought up, as in the high mids. Specifically, okay, so you're looking at 1K to 5K ish. You could be boosting. Yeah, I mean, if you put a multi-band compressor on that, you can fix a lot of the issues there, to be honest. And I would say make the vocals a little wider if you can. So there are free plugins that you can use to widen it. I'd recommend using iZotope's Vocal Doubler, and I've just put it in the chat there for you. Welcome, Jonah. iZotope Vocal Doubler, and yet multi-band compressor would fix a lot. Multi-band compressor would fix the guitars. It would fix everything, in fact. Just got the master back on my new song. Awesome. I have Waves plugins. Perfect. Yeah, Waves has a doubler of some sort. I can't remember what it's called. Jonah, you can send it, but I'm only doing subscribers' songs right now, I'm afraid. Lines are closed for now. Well, that's it. That's exactly right. Yeah, unless sub or SM. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, sorry, Jonah. Yeah, you can make the vocals louder, but you don't actually need to make them louder. They just need to be perceived louder, and that is exactly what iRide is saying. Multi-band compressor, doubler, makes it more present in the mix. Boy, howdy, I'm so excited for hearing what you do with this song, because there is so much you can improve, because already structurally, it's a really good song. The idea of it is really good. Melodically, it's really good. You've got an underlick going throughout the whole, underlick melody going out from the beginning throughout the song, making people think of this song. They're going to remember that melody. Really fucking good idea. It's just the mixdown needs work. Okay, so we got a little bit of grit there, a little bit of distortion on the vocals when you went, right at the very top. I think that's just compression. There's too much compression on that. So what I'd recommend is, before you do the compression, literally just take the volume and turn it down a little bit. Thanks for the follow, Enzo, but I'm only doing songs with that of people that have subscribed because I'm ending the stream now, yeah? So we can see that we're doing, well, it says Madison Aruda here, but this is, in the chat, this is Saints Killer, and they gifted sub, and that's why I'm reviewing their song. I'm more than happy to do your song, but you just need to sub, I'm afraid, okay? Irate says, snare has tons of super high end. You could take that down. See, actually, Irate, I think it's fine. I think the snare is fine, but I think it feels like it's got super high end because nothing else has. And I think once Saints brings up the rest of the song, the high end of the rest of the song, no, in the section previous, oh, gotcha. Yeah, no, I agree. yeah, I agree. It's specifically the extreme high end, like 10k and above. Make sure you do the multi-band compression before the reverb, yeah? And maybe do the doubler, or the waves doubler, before the multi-band compression as well. And yeah, like I said, that little bit there where you got too much compression, you want to literally just decrease the gain of it. So literally have a utility on there and decrease the gain when you go, ha! Obviously you're doing high notes. Obviously you're fucking pushing it. You gotta scream. It makes sense. I'm hoping that it's not the microphone that's clipping, and it's the compressor that's clipping. If it's the microphone that's clipping, maybe a different microphone is needed. You're going to need to do another take. A different microphone is needed, or you go further away. But obviously going further away is going to, cause different issues and whatnot because it's going to sound slightly different. But if it's not the microphone and it's literally just the compressor, defo compressor, perfect, great. Turn down the gain before the compression so that when it's going really fucking loud, it's actually not that loud and the compressor doesn't need to work so hard. Because if the compressor is working too hard, then it's going to get clipping sounds, distortion sounds. It's not sounding professional. Irate says, where's your bass? I want to hear more of that bass guitar. Oh, there it is. There it is, yeah. Irate, correct me if I'm wrong. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 hertz. There's low mids missing, right? Muddiness. It's too. There's something missing, right? Have a listen. Though everything is a lot quieter than the kick, true. So it might be the kick just piercing through everything. I'm doing it RN as we speak because I'm performing it and I want it to sound better than releasing recording. Perfect. Awesome, Saints. I'm glad that we can be a benefit. So what that sounds like is maybe with the bass guitar, you can add some distortion or something to get some low mids in there. You're looking at around somewhere between 200 to 500 hertz is quite empty in the mix. You can feel that out. There's a lot of high end and sub from the kick, so not having those mids makes the actual instrument mids feel a lot less in your face. Gotcha. I think the kick is the source of a lot of these issues. Good, easy fix. Brother, this song is so fucking creative. I really like it. It's not just a standard fucking rock song. This is good. It's really creative, really good stuff. That guitar, you can make that slightly louder, but I like that it's moving around the stereo space. Or slightly to the right. It's not moving, but yeah, I like that guitar, bro. Do you have a de-esser on there? I think it might be too much de-essing. There's something with your extreme high end, the S's. I did more cover art. I believe you, Seven. You are grinding out this cover art like crazy. Awesome, bro. Saints, Tell me, what's on your S's? Okay, so fix the click with kick drum. Yep. Bring up the mids and multi compressor on everything. No. You can, but not on the entire chain. Don't do multi-band compressor on the drums because the drums are fine. I would definitely do it on the vocals before the chain. You could do it after the compressor, before the reverb. You could do it on the guitars, but maybe do it slightly gentle so it's not hurting too much. I have C6 compressor on vocals. Sure, OTT. Don't listen to what iWrite said. Don't do that. This one's a joke. Don't do OTT on the master. I did a Skrillex Type 1. Awesome, 7. Awesome. Oh man, iWrite, I just bigged you up about how reliable of information you are, and you do this shit terrible. Though you could do gentle OTT on the vocals. You could do gentle OTT on the guitars as well. We troll a little. That's a bad troll, but you do troll a little. Yeah, tell me, thanks for the follow, Nick Bonin. Who are you boning? Yeah, so, Saints, there is, the S's are really distorted. I'm not sure if there's no de-esser or if there's too much de-esser, but it's not clean. That's what you need to be working on as well. Yeah? What about the guitar solo? What can I do to the lead guitar? Increase the volume slightly. Yeah, to be honest, look, it's good that it's slightly to the right because it's a relatively high frequency. Oh, Nick's not boning anyone. It's okay, bro. iWrite will let you bone them. They told me. Also, Nick, I'm only doing reviews of people that sub, I'm afraid. Yeah? So right now I'm doing Saints Killers 1 because they just subbed. And then after this I'm going to end the stream. But if you sub, I'll review your song in depth as well. Yeah, to be honest, look, yeah, the guitar is fantastic. You could increase the volume slightly or just increase the slight high end. You're looking around. You can literally do that to the fucking lead guitar there, that little thing, if you wanted to. It's really, really, really good. But yeah, you need to sort out the S's, the extreme high end on your vocals there. It's specifically in the stereo part, so it could be just phase issues. Do you have a de-esser? I'm really, this is going to help me so much to help you, Saints. Anyway. Okay, so, yeah, you just fuck with the de-esser sounds. You do? Okay, so it sounds like on the stereo there might be too much de-essing. That's what the problem is. Potentially. Yeah, so fuck around with a de-esser to sort that out. Sorry, Bones, I know that you are the best, but on this occasion I'm only doing reviews for people that sub. Saints, do you have any questions before we move forward? I'm hoping that this has been very valuable for you. And Saints, I do one-on-one mixdown help. So if you're interested in that, drop me a DM on Instagram. We can go through it every single track. I tell you exactly what it is that needs fixing. We work through it together. We get your song from here to here, polish-wise. Production, in terms of your production, your storytelling, your melodies, your songwriting is already fucking top-notch. It's creative, but also coherent. It's a really fucking good song. There's just slight mix down errors or mix down things that can be improved on to make your song not just louder or more powerful, but more coherent to the listener, and everything can stand out. So yeah, if you're interested in that, and you know, because I can do the mix down for you, but I prefer to teach, so that, you know, teach a man to fish sort of vibe. You know what I mean? So yeah, DM me if you're interested in that. But otherwise, can you recap really fast so I can cover everything? I'm going to try, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not sure if I remember everything. But this entire stream is on YouTube, and this is 3 hours and 5 minutes in. So maybe I started your song at 2 hours and 45 minutes. This entire stream is on YouTube. My channel is Limlam, so you can rewatch it there, yeah? So yeah, that should be super helpful. I'm hoping it's super helpful. If you want, I can actually put my channel in the chat for you so that you can get to it right away. Yes, thank you. There we go. Fantastic. Look, my goal is genuinely just to help as much as I can, give you as much value out of this as much as I can. And I really appreciate you gifting sub and doing subs. I really don't know what that means, but I appreciate it. I truly have no idea what that means, but I do appreciate it, bro. And I'm hoping I provided you as much value as I can. Yeah, if you got any questions, I do these sort of streams quite often, so just come down and ask any questions. I want to help as many people in the chat as I can. I appreciate it. It's hard to find engineers with good ears around me. I believe you. This is many years of experience, and I've paid thousands to learn what I learned. So, yeah, you know, to give it away for free, more than happy to do it. Someone's got to do it, right? Thousands is not an exaggeration. Wait, dude, you paid money for this shit? Yeah, I paid for multiple courses, and I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of the courses, I don't want to put shame on them, but I know more than them a lot of the time. I'll ask them questions like, just use Splice. I'm like, fucker, just fucking... All right, sorry, I'm getting a little... Dom DeWise, where do you submit? I'm not doing any more submissions, I'm afraid. It's only for subs. So if you sub, then I'll submit it. Otherwise, this stream is pretty much ending now. Crazy work. I've never done a course on music. Right. What are you studying right now? Wait, one question. Yeah, Saints, go ahead, bro. All right, what do you study at school? Or uni? Or college or whatever? I've never done a course. But to be honest with you, my uni stuff, RN, is different since I'm literally trying to translate into professional work. I'm not learning shit so far. And I'm like, well, yeah, look, you are paying £9,000 a year to learn this at uni. So... it kind of makes sense. Thanks for the sub, Dom. Put your song that you want reviewed in the chat and I'll go through it, bro. Saint says, if I'm fixing the kick on its main track, how do I stop the clicking from happening on the overhead tracks? If there is clicking on the overhead tracks, you could do sidechain compression on the high end to remove that if you wanted to. Yeah, I'm hoping that there isn't clicking though. I'm hoping there isn't clicking, though, on the rest of them. Who the fuck said I was doing 9k a year? It's 4k a year. Gotcha. I don't know how much uni is. My bad. Bouncing iron. Cool. Yeah, no rush, Dom. Bruh, he's never going to stop this stream. 7? Genuinely, probably not. I was supposed to stop it at an hour. It's 3 hours in. Yesterday, I was supposed to stop at 5 hours. I ended up going for 6.5 hours. Mad. But... you know, not the worst thing in the world because I really enjoy this. And I get to help a lot of people. And that's genuinely something that I'm very interested in. I'm very interested in teaching. I love it. So, yeah, this is awesome. Hey, Dom, is this you? Dominic Shonk? Dominic Wise? Dominic Shonk? Hey, are you Dominic Shonk or Dominic Wise? Heavenly early whip ideas, please. I got you, bro. Lock in, do another ear training stream. I do it once a week. But... so I learn something at least 1 hour a week, and sometimes that's ear training. Wise I prefer. Shunk my government. Gotcha. I gotcha. Wise it is. In fact, let me hook you up here, bro. Let me hook you up. Bang. Dominic Wise. That's who you are now. Dominic Wise. No more Dominic anything else. I do love ear training streams. Okay, we're going to go through this. I'm going to give you in-depth feedback, Dom, on how you can improve this song. I need to change that. I don't know. I don't even know how you can change that, to be honest with you, because your profile here does say Dominic Wise. All right, let's go. It's a beat at the moment. Cool. Reverb on that main synth. You need it because right there, that gap, it feels too uncomfortable. Does that make sense? It's not a flowing thing. You've got a very nice vibe. Without reverb there, that's too sharp. You're not trying to make a glitchy song, especially in that little area. So yeah, some reverb there. There's not a ton of sauce yet. Put some sauce on that motherfucker. Fuck, that was nice. When that kick and bass comes in, that was fucking delightful. I'm gonna listen to that again. I really like that. Good sidechain compression. Bro, this mixdown's crazy clean here. The drums are really crossed. Yeah, I agree. Your snare needs a little more high mids. You're looking at 2 to 3K, literally around here. That's what you need. I don't really like that kick transient, says I, right? Let me have a listen. Really? Why not? Interesting. I mean, the hi-hats are a bit weird. Is that what you're getting confused with? Those hi-hats are so fucking clean. So the hi-hats need maybe some delay and reverb on there as well. Sauce, right? Yeah, it is. It's the hi-hats. Yeah. The hi-hats are super weird. I quite like it. It's creative as fuck. Oh, that's it, Dom. That's it. The hat transient is meshing with the kick transient. True. Sidechain compression on the hi-hats with the kick and the snare. That's what you need. You don't need it to be infinite thresholds, infinite threshold, infinite ratio, but gentle compression of the hi-hats with the kick and the snare so they're not clashing frequencies. That's a really good point, Ira. Using compression for sidechain is actually crazy work. Let me guess, you use volume automation? Grow up. I just use a Studio One drum preset in Impact for lo-fi and cooked. Okay, great idea. Cool. Now, these violins, they've got a lot of noise in the high area. You're looking at like 9K and above. It's very, very noisy, right? That might need looking into. If you could do different samples, maybe. I mean, you can hear it much more cleanly here, I think. Super noisy. I don't know if that's interacting with the vocals. I'm not sure why it's super, super noisy, but it is arguably too noisy, and it's not a nice noise. I just, okay, yeah, it's so much cleaner. Yeah, holy shit, so Studio One users do exist. So sidechain to the kick, the hi-hats, yes, and the snare. The kick and the snare to the hi-hats. And then use your ears to find how much. To be honest, you can make those violins louder, but you need to sort out the extreme noise at the high end. Yeah. Unctor. It's a DAW. Yeah, it's just a DAW. Maybe have the hi-hats moving around the stereo space. Maybe you got an LFO for the balance moving it left, right. Maybe you have it more just left, or just have some sort of movement with those hi-hats so it's not so static, and definitely get some source on there. Violins 9K. Ish. It could be 10K, could be 11K. Don't stick to that 9K. It just needs addressing. It needs finding out why it's so noisy. You could even cut it gently whilst everything is playing. Make sure that you're doing it whilst everything else is playing. But yeah, you could literally just have a listen to, grab the violins. So say this is the violins, and then whilst everything is playing, you're going, oh, that's too much. oh, that's perfect. That's what you want to be doing with those violins. Because, yeah, the noise at the high end is much too much. And, yeah, the hi-hats need a little bit of movement as well. Yeah, I got your butt. Awesome. Such a fucking beautiful song, bro. Would it be okay if I submitted one more time? If not, it's all good. Go on then, bro. You may. I made the music box and chucked my own loop into Stacks for the first time. Couldn't be happier. Awesome. I just fixed up a few things you guys said. Awesome. Dom, that music box sound, the ding 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 ding, fucking pretty. I think there might be too much low end whilst the dum bass is hitting, right? So it might be worth, one, doing gentle sidechain compression. So that's slightly... Because I know that here you did sidechain compression. You got it with the violins and everything, right? Do it with the toy box sound. Ira, are you still here? What's wrong with the snare? Is it 200 hertz it needs more of? I think it needs more body. I think it's... Have a look at your snare, Dom. Find out what it's missing. It could be 200 hertz. It could be here that it needs boosting. It could be over here that it needs boosting. Let's have a listen. I have a small boost at 150, might need to move up. Potentially. It could be 150, could be fine. You might need more of a boost then. It's only consisting of 1K to 5K. That's what I'm thinking, right? That's what I'm thinking. It doesn't have much body, thump to it. The snare itself is kind of weak. I'll be honest with you, I quite like the snare. I like the, I think it matches the vibe of the song quite well, and it stands out through the mix quite well as well. It just needs that low end a little attention to, the body, the low mids. The snare body is about 200 hertz, usually 200 hertz for the snare body of a snare, and the body of a kick is about 100. Claps are a little higher and all that fun stuff. No, for this one it is. Oh, cool. Hold on, let me... Yeah, have a listen. Thanks for the follow, Hunter. He's bang on 200 hertz. Iorite's ears are made of... just... I don't know, it's really good ears. Just trust Iorite with this one. I can't identify that. It's too quiet for me. I couldn't identify that. No chance. Okay, right there, when you cut the bass, it was too sharp and you got a little clicking sound, right? And that's going to need addressing. What do I mean by a clicking sound? Good question, Dom. Let me break it down. So when we do a cut, we're going to get a little clicking sound. So for example, if we were to listen to these sounds on their own, looping, hang on. Here, you'll hear clicking. Every time it goes from there to there. The reason it's clicking is because the sound stops completely on its own, right? But if we were to do a gentle fade out and a gentle fade in, there will be no more clicking. Have a listen. The whole sounds different because I'm playing just one at a time. I can't be bothered to do fade in on both of them. But that's what we need there. For this little bit of bass here, you just need a little more of a fade out. Right there, that's all. Auto fade, I got you. I just didn't catch it. Gotcha. Yeah, auto fade. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, cool. Awesome. I have massive stream delay, by the way. My internet is bad. Just FYI, if you say something to me. Gotcha. Oh yeah, so iRide is right. 200 boost. It's all just a little filler. Gotcha. Yep. I pulled up a sign in my DAW to compare it. That wasn't my ear. That gotcha. iRide. Oh, okay. I see. Fair enough. So sorry, Hunter, but line is open if you sub. So right now I'm listening to Dominic's song, Dom in the chat, Dom DeWise. The reason I'm listening is because he subbed. So I'm more than happy to listen to your song, Hunter, and give you in-depth feedback, but you'll need to sub. Dom, that is the no line is closed. You've streamed like years overtime. I have streamed a lot of overtime. That is very true, but at the end of the day, this is something I enjoy doing, so I'm not gonna lie and be like, no more. I would love to do more. Dom, I'm hoping that this feedback was valuable. Do you have any questions before we move forward? I'm hoping this was super valuable for you, and if you got any other songs later on, you're more than welcome to submit any more songs. Yeah, Ira, it says only fulfillment in your life. I'll tell you what, I'm in a very fortunate position in life where I'm able to stream these sort of things, and I do have a skill set in mixdown and mastering and production, and I love teaching. All of this combines to be able to stream and do what I love to do, and I can do it anytime I want, and I think that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful, right? I'm not gonna sit here and say that this is, a bad thing, or that I don't want people to submit songs. I love this. This is truly something I enjoy doing, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity. That being said, I really need to pee, and I'm very hungry, so I would like to go soon. Dom says, roll off on Violence help too. Yeah, I'm excited to hear it, bro. I'm fixing a little as we speak. Awesome, bro. Yeah, look, I do these streams semi-regularly. I mean, this is my second one doing song feedback this week. You can see above my head that I'm, 500 hours I'm trying to do. So I stream quite often. If you ever see me doing these streams, submit more songs, bro. More than welcome to do it. More than welcome to listen to your songs and give you in-depth feedback, bro. It's my pleasure to listen to your songs. And if you want a one-to-one help with anything, DM me, because normally what I like to do is we hop into a call, I look at your DAW, and I tell you exactly what needs fixing, how to fix it. We go through it together, every single element, every single track. And then by the end of it, your mix downs go from here to here, your production goes from here to here, and already, look, your songwriting is fantastic, right? Your songwriting is fantastic. Structurally, it's fantastic. It is a really good song. It's just mix down that needs improving, and that's exactly where that's where my strength is. Yeah, so if you're interested in a one-on-one, drop me a DM on Instagram, my guy. How do I send you a file? You can't send me a file, I'm afraid. I don't download files, but I would recommend, upload it to SoundCloud. But this is my last song, so I'm probably going to end it here. I'm probably going to end it here. If you can do it in the next 30 seconds, but it needs to be on Discord ideally. Blez FYI asks, Discord? Bro, you were here yesterday, Blez, and you fucking dipped before I got to your song, right? You got to stick around. Also, the stream is ending. I'm only doing subs. I'm only doing feedback for subs. It's super in-depth feedback, but it's only for subs, right? So, for example, Dom here, he subbed, and that's why I'm giving him in-depth feedback, but I'm about to end. I will do it if someone subs, though. Mike asks, what's your thoughts on death metal? Fucking love it. I have a song I'm demoing right now and could use some feedback. I'd love to. Yeah, if you sub, I'll go into extraordinarily deep feedback, brother. I'm more than happy to do so. Yeah, there's no Discord, says Seven, and he's right. Sorry, buddy, no worries. Dom, how are you? Cute. Oh, you said I can send it, right? Yeah, but you got to be quick. Yeah, what the fuck are you making Discord? Hey, I've made a Discord, I'll have you know. I don't know how to link it to Twitch. I've not done anything else besides make it. I've added a bunch of bots, and I don't know what the fuck they do. Dom says, Bled speaks Russian. There's a language barrier. Gotcha. So try to make sure you don't go crazy. No promises. Okay. All right, I've got your link, bro. Let's go. Let me join it, though. Fucking solid start. I'll tell you what, Saints. This is a fucking... I can already hear how much brighter this is. I don't know. How the fuck do I send you a Discord link? Let me open it on my laptop. Hang on. Let me see if I can... God, Discord takes fucking forever to open, you know. Thanks for the feedback, man. Hey, thanks for submitting a song, bro. And thanks for subbing as well. Looks like Discord just wants to open up here. That's fine, I guess. Yeah, how do I send you a link? Right-click the server icon. Then hit invite people. Then you can copy a link. Hidden, use the copy button. Oh, it's hidden. How exciting. I don't know why it's hidden. I'm about to put it in the chat, which will just show up on the screen above me anyway. Oh my god, when will it end? I don't know. Make sure you set it to never expire. Oh, I didn't do that. Oh well. Okay. Saints, this is so much better, so much brighter, and so much more perceived loudness. You can do mastering on this as well, but it might be too bright now. Here's what I'd recommend, Saints. Use Pink Noise as your reference, yeah? So Pink Noise has this beautiful quality of having the same amount of energy at every octave versus White Noise, which has got the same amount of energy at every frequency, right? So this is what Pink Noise looks like and sounds like. You can literally just download Pink Noise from the internet. If you've got Serum, you can use Pink Noise as one of the synths, but just download it from the internet if you want. And this is what it looks like on a Spectrum. But if you were to download Span, which is a completely free plugin by Voxengo, and if you're interested, put it in the chat and I'll let you know. Oh, shit, they're in an ad. All right, let me know when you're out. Let me know when you're out. Or you can get TDR Prism. I've never used it. Okay, good. You're back. Okay, so what I'd recommend is... So, yeah, it's a little too bright, so you need to use Pink Noise as a reference for your mixdown. What that means is this is what it looks like, and this is what it looks like, and this is what it sounds like. You can see that it looks like this. It's got a gentle slope from the high end. Yeah, okay. So if you use Span, which is a completely free plugin by Voxengo, if you're interested in it, let me know in the chat and I'll tell you what it's called. I'll write it down so you can get to it. If you go to the settings and make sure the slope is 3 decibels, then all of a sudden what you're going to find is that this is completely flat. It might not look completely flat because of, you know, how frequencies are handled, but this is actually completely flat, okay? And if you don't even need to use the Pink Noise if you use this with 3 slope. And so you make sure your kick reaches here, you make sure your snare reaches here, you make sure your vocals reach here, you make sure everything reaches the same line. The very peak of your vocals of every single instrument reaches the same line, and then all of a sudden your song is going to sound perfectly mixed. That is with a slope of 3, and that's something that I really need to remind you. It's a slope of 3, because if you don't have a slope, that's what we've got on this EQ, that's what it's going to look like. So you can use actual Pink Noise as a reference for your track to make sure everything is... So whilst you're playing it, you're going to make sure that your kick is going up to this level. You make sure your snare is going up to this level. You make sure your vocals are going up to this level. You make sure your hi-hats and cymbals are going up to this level. You make sure everything is going up to that level. Thank you, Iorite. That is so fucking fire, putting in the link in the chat. Iorite, you're fucking goated, you know. How do I make you... you know what? Can I give you mods? Would you like to be a mod? Because I fucking trust you. You've been so fucking helpful. I don't know what mods does, but I'd love to give you mod. All right. How do I give you mods? Follow, whisper, gift a sub, invite, brother. What the? Ban, timeout, warn, mod. Okay, there you go, mod. Cool. I don't know what that allows you to do, but now you're a mod. I trust you so much. This is so fire. Can you please send... Okay, good. I'm in the Discord. Awesome 7. Big if true. Big if true. Yeah, there we go. I can now ban people. Oh, don't do that, please. All right. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend for this. That is your next step here, Saints, yeah? Pink noise reference, baby. And since you're using Span, make sure once you open Span, you're going to go to this cog. You're going to change the slope to 3. Make sure your type is RT Max. Make sure you rewatch this video so you don't forget or you make a note. Type RT Max, slope 3. It's going to be perfect. You match your song so it's completely straight. It's going to be so fucking good. It is so much better. This isn't the same song, is it? Vocals can be louder. Yeah, do that double suggestion that I said, yeah? Do you have a multi-band compressor on there? It's the same song. Amazing. It's so good right now. Now, I'll ban the bots being all at best views. You can do iWrite. I don't know if it's even worth it, to be honest with you. The reason is they never say it twice. But you can do. That would be helpful. That's a classic mod thing to do, I think. Okay, you do have the multi-band on that. That's great. I'd recommend doing it more and maybe just increasing the highs. Just increase the volume of it overall of the vocals. So if you decrease the lows a little bit and just have the 2 to 3k hertz area louder or perceived louder, and then just increase the volume of the vocals in total. That's what you need here, because the vocals can be louder. And maybe a compressor again. Because the loud parts are still loud, and the quiet parts are still quiet. Dynamics are great, but you're making rock music, man. You want this to be fucking loud, right? And so that means you're gonna have to trade in a bit of the dynamics, yeah. So a little more compression, but it's good that you got the gain controlled. And I'm assuming that you got that really loud part before the chorus. You've moved the volume down with gain, so your compressor's not forcing anything. Still a little gristle. It sounds really good though. Is that your voice doing that grit, or is that the compressor doing the grit? Because if it's your voice, that's fucking awesome. All right, that's awesome. The vocals are perfect here in the chorus. Is this 2 different instances of vocals? It's 3. Gotcha. Main, left, right. Yeah. I mean, the chorus versus this part, is it treated differently? That's what I mean. Thanks for the follow, Murphtel. Yes, gotcha. Well, only because of the extra vocals. Gotcha. Yeah, make the choruses big, absolutely. Feedback streams are actually just follower farming. That's crazy work. You know what's interesting? That person just followed and didn't submit anything. They've not said anything in the chat. They're probably going to get their link, who knows? But they're going to be disappointed when I tell them it's subs only. Hi, bad. Saints, I'm struggling to give you feedback because there is so much amazing things about this song. There is so little that needs improving that I can notice. iWrite, you're fantastic at this sort of stuff. Can you think of anything that needs improving? It's fucking amazing, right? Look, fucking W's in the chat. It's amazing. The Saints, you've done so well with this, and I'm so glad that you put in the effort to do everything that we sort of suggested. Maybe de-essing the vocals. Yeah, I mean, over here it was very clear. Yeah, see that? I absolutely agree, because here it's very clear to hear the de-essing and whatnot. Yeah, de-essing the vocals, that's what you need, especially on the stereo, because the frequencies on that high end, they're just getting super noisy for some reason. Fucking amazing song, Saints. Really, really good. It's pretty much just a dance song. It really is. It really is. You've polished it with this. It needs mastering. You've done the mix down decently. There's still little things like we've suggested. I don't think you need to change the vocals in terms of loudness in hindsight. That wish is too quiet, but otherwise I think it's fine. Yeah, because the rest of the vocals is a good volume. It's just that wish I knew myself, just that first part. Lim, you should do a favorite song of the day. I could do 7, but here's the problem. I could only tell you what my favorite song of the day would be at the end of the stream, at which case the person who I'm talking about is most likely not there anyway. Because look, the people that get the most value out of this are people that stick around the whole time, right? Because they're learning so much of other people's mistakes, they get to learn so much more quickly. Does that make sense? Like you, for example, Seven, you're learning so much faster than the majority of other people, because you're learning mistakes that you've not even fucking done yet. You know, like, oh right, that's de-essing, that needs work. Oh, this is too quiet, I need to make sure my vocals, oh right, pink noise is a perfect reference. You know this stuff now. Whereas, you know, other people, they stick around for their one song, they learn for their one song, which is great, but they don't get to learn as much as they could. But not everyone's got the time to do so. That's fair enough. Yeah, the first song I've ever sent was terrible. Brother, my first fucking 100 songs were terrible. My songs that I made last year are terrible. The songs I made at the beginning of this year are terrible. The songs I make yesterday was terrible. I just make terrible songs. I try to make as many terrible songs as I can, because that's what I believe in. Saints, it's beautiful. You've done a fantastic job. De-essing on the vocals here. You need mastering over the whole thing. And use pink noise as a reference to make sure everything is in balance. You're already on your way to downloading Span, so make sure you're doing 3 as the slope, very, very important, and doing RT max. The reason we're doing RT max is that we don't want the average of the sound, we want the absolute peaks of the sound, yeah? Because if we're doing RT average, that's just the average of the sound. If we do max or average or anything like that, then it moves kind of slow. If you use RT Max, that's the best one that I've found, yeah? So RT Max, 3 slope. Tell you what, Saints, it's fantastic. I'm so grateful for you sending in your song. I'm so grateful that you did the changes and you put in this effort, yeah? Thank you for re-listening. Well, thank you for subbing. And thank you for submitting. Do you have any questions before we end the stream? Do you have any questions? I'm happy to answer literally anything you've got. And if you want one-to-one tuition, by the way, or one-to-one I do your mixdown for you or your mastering for you, DM me on Instagram. We'll sort something out, yeah? Because I'm more than happy to help you out. I do one-to-ones as well. 7 says, I have no idea how I went to drone metal to ambient stuff. Who knows? Music is a beautiful thing, man. Irit says, Lim, do you want to hear a pink noise ass mix down on a 30-second clip? Go on then, be very quick. Saint says, nope, thanks for no more questions. Awesome. Well, thank you, Saint, very much for coming down and submitting a song. And if you've ever got any more songs whilst I'm doing these streams, feel free to submit them. It's an absolute pleasure to help as much as I can. Fuck me, Irit. This is fucking delightful. Holy shit. This is so pink noise. It's fucking perfect. This is lovely. My queue is only open for subscribers, I'm afraid, pretty boy. If you do sub, I'll listen to your song, give you in-depth feedback, as well as you skip the queue. See, we just finished giving in-depth feedback to Saints, who you can see them in the chat still, even, because they just subbed. And we just gave them in-depth, and then on top of that, a second song after they did the changes that we recommended. Amazing, amazing changes. The song they redid, super, super good. All right, so I think that is the end. Welcome back, though, Seven, but I am going to go. I'm so excited to pee. Yeah, Saints locked in. Saints did so well, and I'm so grateful and glad that they were able to utilize the value that we're bringing here. Because we're putting in a lot of effort here. And to be able to take the effort and put in your own effort, they're growing so much. They're making such great moves and growing so fast. And Iorite, this sounds so fucking amazing. You're so fucking goated, man. Iorite, can we collaborate, please? Like, my fucking god, it's such a pleasure listening to your songs. And I would love, love, love to see how you produce as well, to get an insight on your mix downs and your sound designs, because yeah, your shit is so damn good. So damn good. Either way, I'm going to finish and end the stream here. Team, I'm so excited to pee. Irit says, dude, my production process is like, I'm excited to, so weird. I bet. Well, that's the best fucking way, isn't it? Seven says, I love watching this because there's so many different types of music. There is, isn't it? It's really, really awesome because you get to see how Mixdown is almost just set in stone, no matter how artistic and creative music is. And makes no sense. Don't worry, Iorite. I'm a very structured little bitch. So it's very interesting to see what you do. What's your DAW of choice? FL. Gotcha. Oh, you dual wield FL and Ableton at the same time. Like, it's so strange. That is fucking strange, to be honest. I get what you mean, though. I can understand why you'd want to. But that is fucking strange. All right, I'm going to end the stream. Look, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm literally shaking because of how much I need to pee. I understand why streamers have piss bottles now. Yeah. All right, look, have a lovely rest of your day. I hope you all get hit by a bus. Just kidding. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day and have a fantastic night as well. You should go into your server voice chat later on tonight. I'll hop in. Maybe I don't use Discord much. Hey, Iorite, how are you with Discord? How much do you know about Discord? Would you like to be a moderator on Discord? Only if you know a bunch about... Do you know a lot about Discord? Like, will you be able to make Discord as good as possible? Yeah, I use Discord way too much. Fantastic. You're a mod. Done. All right, look, it's been an absolute pleasure. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye-bye. Big love. Big love. I'm going to stop the timer right now. I can't pretend to be frozen anymore because obviously we've got that moving. All right, look, it's been an absolute pleasure. I can't believe there's 7 people watching this right now. Can you believe it? I cannot. All right, see you later. Bye-bye.